We are live. Hello, everybody. Right. Welcome back to this week's episode of Dicecream Sandwich. We are remote, as always, now. It seems to be our lives, but adjusting pretty well. Doing pretty good overall. Some decent days.
I like lying in my bed and playing D&D. It's pretty sweet.
I like sitting at my table with all of my things around me. We are -1 Jesse Shaw for Leaf today, at least for the first part. Jesse is doing an awesome stream where he's doing a DJ set, which is super awesome. And so he's going to be joining us in probably about an hour and a half or so, somewhere in there. So hopefully he'll slide right in and nobody will notice. And yeah, sure. That was a good way to word that. Anyway, but yeah. So after last week's session, it was kind of an interesting ending. So I'm really curious to see where everything is going to go. Getting everybody back at the table this week. Do we have any big announcements or anything? Kev, did you pass a milestone?
No.
Didn't you get like 50K on TikTok or something?
Oh, I got 15,000 followers on TikTok. Yeah. Is that a milestone? I thought 20 was.
I don't know. Anything with a 5 or a 0 in it is pretty good to me.
Yeah, I did that.
You did a thing. And I love your most recent one because Critical Role and that scene with Grog and Terry is like the greatest thing of life.
Oh, yeah. I want to do more like recreate or mimic like scenes from like Critical Role and Adventure Zone and Acquisitions Incorporated. So
yeah, it'll definitely be a good one.
But yeah, thanks all the people on TikTok. I'm going to keep trying to make videos through all this craziness, but yeah.
This is kombucha, by the way. This is non-alcoholic, which
I was going to say, is Emmer drinking a Negroni right now?
Oh, I would kill for a Negroni.
Em's out of quarantine. I'm getting wasted.
Yeah, exactly.
But just yay Kevin for his hard work. So, yeah, I'm doing my first online drag show on Sunday night, so that should be really fun. Follow Commercial Drag. I believe it's going to be on YouTube Live, but the exciting thing for once, instead of me being like, you need to be in Vancouver to see me do drag, you can see me do drag anywhere in the world. So
that's super.
I love it. Yeah. Just, throwing out some self-promo there.
Awesome.
Boom.
Well, cheers to that. Anybody else have any other cool, exciting stuff?
Not really.
Not really? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been kind of a chill week. Everybody kind of detoxing after last week and coming down from the ridiculous high that was a 3-hour fight.
So good.
A good 3-hour fight.
Yeah, I've definitely gone back and rewatched that whole fight like twice, and all I did was critique the things that I did wrong in the moment, and it's exactly how I should learn that next time, hey, maybe I can kill more of you.
But Jordy, let me just be the one to say, you did such a great job, and I want you to just congratulate yourself too, because you did just as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You did a really good job. Thank you for letting me kill Strahd.
Initiative order is a thing. It was an interesting one. All right.
Oh, it was so satisfying.
Awesome. All right, we're going to go ahead and dive right into tonight's stream. We'll see you guys back here in 1 minute. And we're back. So, diving straight into tonight's episode. Last we left off, The party having made their way across the lands of Barovia, eventually reaching the Castle Ravenloft, the home of Strahd von Zarevich, the devil of Barovia himself. They fought through a series of enemies, eventually finding their way down to the bottom level, lowest, deepest part of the crypts from within the castle. Passing through a glowing barrier, a fight with Strahd took place where he was surprisingly relaxed at first, seemingly unconcerned with the relatively minor amounts of damage that were coming in, and believing that he could dispatch these insolent beings one at a time. However, the tide began to turn. As one of the crypts was opened and a book was read, Strahd did not seem to realize that the book had been read, but all of a sudden an extra participant joined into the fight, and a flurry of blows, Strahd, finding himself reeling from the amount of damage that he was taking, decided that it was best left for him to flee the battle. Making his way out into the crypts, trying to use his additional actions every turn to run as far and as fast as he possibly could, he was chased by the lone rogue. Bonus action dashing to reach up with an extra 10 feet of movement to spare, and jamming the sun sword into his side and ripping it out through the center of his chest. His form attempting to disperse, and yet not being able to do so. Instead, sloughing off pieces of skin, long flaps of ribbons of skin into the air, and eventually turning to ash on the ground before her. Allura kind of reached over and felt the armor, and realized that his form did not seem to dissipate, instead completely burning from the inside out, just turning to a gray and black ash on the ground. Behind you, you instinctively turn around, and you see that the armor that has been assailing all of your allies at the top of the stairs is preparing for another strike, and then just slows in time as the blow begins to descend forward, eventually stopping with the spear held aloft over Victor's body, about to strike, seemingly unmoving. A large crack in the floor, and the whole room shifts again, the entire castle itself beginning to separate, but still not quite at that point. You feel as if you've got a little bit of time left here, if there are any last things that you need to look into. So, back to you. What is it you would like to do?
His armor is still here, his sword is still here. Is there anything else left of Strahd von Zarevich?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, rolling dice!
Yeah.
Would we have been able to see this, Jordy, happen, or are we completely unknown?
You are completely unaware. You just see the statue freeze in time, and the shadow that was pulled from Elith's body vanishes into thin air.
That's an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. You find his studded leather armor, the kind of lacquered red, very, very fine studded leather armor, and this massive, heavy greatsword.
Just to clarify, that was an unnatural 20, not a natural 20.
Yeah,
okay.
That's fine. Yeah, and those are the only two things that you really notice on his body. Sifting through the ash, there is a little bit of fog on the ground. It's obscuring your vision a little, but you feel pretty confident those are the only things that he had on him.
So his armor and his sword?
Correct.
Okay.
I think it would be in the party's best interest to catch up with Allura.
So with the shadow vanishing and the statue freezing at the top of the stairs, you all just saw Allura dart through that blue barrier, pass through to the other side, seemingly unharmed. So
absolutely, I will follow.
And then we felt a rumble in the castle?
Yeah, all of you were kind of rocked from side to side. A couple of you, like, barely standing on your feet. You're kind of knocked over and sitting down on the ground, and then you pull yourselves back to your feet, expecting some kind of an attack, but nothing seems to come.
Allura, you okay?
You guys! And I'm gonna, like, hold up the sword, but, like, backwards. Mm-hmm. Like, not wielding it, but, like, upside down.
Nice sword!
Holy crap!
He didn't dissipate. I don't know, but I think he's dead. I think he's truly dead.
Oh my god, we fucking did it.
Should we get out of here?
Yeah, I think that this castle is gonna come down. I actually think that Strahd may have given us a little bit of time, but not much.
Well, we need that skull, right?
Yeah, the skull of Argynvost.
Let's try and find it.
We need that to get home.
Leaf and I saw it when Cyrus was taking us around. What about Cyrus?
It's fine.
But is Casimir beyond saving?
Casimir is currently dead on the ground. From when he died at this point, it would be outside of the time of Revivify as well. He died fairly early, so it would have to be some kind of stronger resurrection spell to be able to bring him back.
Yeah. How's everybody else looking at the moment?
I think that Leaf said that he would heal up those who were not doing so good.
I'm not great, but I'm not bad.
I'm fine.
I'm doing relatively okay too, to be honest.
I'm actually feeling really great, you guys. Like standing over his arm, we're just like.
And
Do you want that
a
armor?
little wild-eyed.
Allura, at this moment, you also hear the heavy footfalls as your earth elemental rumbles up the stairs towards you, just kind of waiting for a command.
You
Oh.
still got it.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, can you come with us? We might have something really heavy to carry.
And he just kind of nods at you.
Does he say I am Groot?
So the Conjure Elemental lasts for an hour, so given that it's only been about 30 seconds since it was summoned, you basically got an elemental for an hour. Just be advised again, if you take damage, you know that you're going to have to make a save to try and maintain control of it.
Okay, cool.
I forgot about that guy.
Cool. No one hurt me. Okay.
Good job, tree thing.
Okay, I think that maybe we should each pair up and maybe pick one of these
Tombs?
tombs
The
to
crypts?
take a look at, and then we should move on really quickly. Let's take no more than 5 minutes.
All right.
Alright, we can try to at least see if we can get some sort of riches down here.
Yeah.
Hope, should I don't want to go too close to Alith, but I'd like to keep my sword out. Do you want to take this? And I'll hand Hope. Or does anybody feel strongly about Strahd's sword?
I mean, it might be a fun little token.
I kinda wouldn't mind taking it if no one else is. I sort of
Elise,
need it for
can't
back home.
hear you. Can you repeat that, please?
Oh, Kaylee, I think your microphone's off.
Not. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
What kind of sword is it?
That's a great sword.
Okay. In case you didn't hear, I need Leaf to heal me, and maybe we may not be able to bring him back, but maybe we can bring Casimir with us and try to inter him together with Katrina if we can find her tomb.
Okay. All right.
Having
so
that sword would greatly help my situation back home, just saying.
Okay. I think we should talk about that, but we can talk about that when we're out of the castle. Les, do you want to carry this? And I'll hand it to Les.
We can throw it in the bag.
Okay.
I feel the bag's a safer bet. Just we need to cleanse it of whatever evil it's committed.
Nice.
Find what we can here, and then just divvy it up afterwards and go over everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You want to throw the armor and the sword in there?
Sorry.
Sure.
Doctor, can you send Rick to go through the tombs that we didn't look through and see if you can find one with Katrina's name on it?
Yes, I can. Jordy, can I that?
Yeah, you should have the Rick Mini, so just wherever you want to send him.
Yeah. Where's that guy at? Where's that little bastard? Oh, there's me. I should probably learn how to use this.
I want to go up to Strahd's ash pile and take some and put some into a vial.
Okay.
Jordy, I'm gonna have Rick zip up here.
Okay.
But I'm gonna have him do a little go round to see if he can find Casimir's sister, which was Patrina or Katrina?
Katrina is what
Katrina.
I have. Anyway.
Cool.
That-
So I want Rick to do a quick zip of here. Oh, never mind. This isn't working like I intended it to. Never mind. We're back. There. Yes. Anyway, the tombs,
The
Jordy.
tombs. Okay. So
Thank
for him to
you.
fly past, to just kind of do a brief overview, it's going to take about, we'll say, 30 seconds or so per tomb. So you want him to start
That's
up on
fine.
the top and start off on the one on the side, or do those two that are back to back there?
Do the two that are back to back there, and then he'd have done the one closest to Strahd's folks' tomb on the way up, and then the next one over. That's above the wife tomb.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. So that's fine. So yeah, so we'll get those guys off. So those are a sec here. So 16, 10, and 11. Okay. So the one that he brushes past, that's kind of opposite of where the wife's tomb is. The one that's behind that. That one is on the door. Elsa Falona von Twitterberg, beloved actress. She had many followers.
Oh, I like that one.
She was Instagram famous before I was Instagram famous.
So he's just kind of taking these into count and quickly going through. The one up and on the left side, so where he's directly beside right now, that one is Sir Leonid Krushkin, Sir Lee the Crusher. Bigger than life, he loved his jewelry.
Oh, okay.
The one directly across from that, Tasha Petrovna, healer of kings, light unto the west, servant companion.
Okay.
I
And
intercept
would he-
briefly just to ask
please.
a very quick question. Jordy, are you doing Leaf's rolls whilst he is unavailable, just for like healing purposes and things like that?
No, those are up to you guys for those ones, because this is a relatively minor thing. I'm guessing that he's not really doing too much. So just if somebody wants to pilot Leaf.
I'm pretty sure he's watching us or is aware of this. So if you are, can you send us your cell so we
Give us
know-
a sign.
I'll say for the
Yeah, he
first
did
one.
tell us that he wanted to heal up everybody who was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so what he's got access to, we'll say Cure Wounds is probably the best. So it'll just be a D8 plus all of his mods, which I know what those are. So Elith, you heal for holy crap. Hang on one sec. I gotta just double check
I
the
was just
math
gonna say
on
you're
this.
going into Goodwill Hunting mode there.
Yeah, no, the math on it is a little crazy because he's a life cleric, so he gets so many freaking bonuses.
Jordy, he said, yeah, he said cure wounds for everyone.
Yeah, so Cure Wounds for everyone. So first
For
of all,
everyone.
additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level, so you gain 3, so that's 7. And then he regains hit points as well. So yeah, so Elith, you regain 7 hit points. And I just want to double check and make sure. Come on. Here we go. So I think there's actually more that you end up going to.
I feel like doesn't he usually do like a plus 10 or a plus 11 or something crazy like that?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's so yeah, it's his modifier, which is plus 5, plus 2, plus the spell's level. So it's 7 plus 6. So Leith, you actually heal for 13.
Sorry, I'm just seeing a notification that he's like, let me roll, and it's like, come on.
Okay, he's rolling. So yeah, so I roll a 4, so it would be 13, but I'll let Jesse do that remotely. So yeah, so he's gonna do that. So that'll heal up for Elith a little bit. And then, obviously, if he wants to heal up anybody else, you can all just figure out that kind of stuff. We'll just say that Leaf helps heal the party as necessary.
He sure does. He's very helpful.
Jordy, where I popped Rick there, what's that one?
That one is...
He would have caught that on the way up, I think.
With the path that he took, he wouldn't have. He would have had to go out of his way to get that one.
Well, that's fine. That's what he's done.
That's fine? Okay. So this will be up to 2 minutes. Sir Cedric Oh my god. Sir Cedric Spinwitovich. Admiral Spinwitovich. Confused though he was, he built the greatest naval force ever assembled in a landlocked country.
Okay. Okay.
Jordy,
Yep.
in that group of crypts that were near the bottom, the ones that we were able to spend a session looking at.
Yep.
One of them was it Hellborn? That was like a great general that had all these accolades on him.
Yeah, I've marked the map with the names, so you should be able to just look at the map and see it.
Yeah, I see Hellborn, but I'm asking you if that's the right.
I believe that was the right one. Yeah, let me just double check. Hellborn.
So, Jordy,
Yeah.
we would have also paired off. I was going to go with Hope.
Okay.
So, like, while Rick was checking all of this, because we're trying to not to waste as much, like, any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the Hellborn. That
So
was the one that I was
would you
interested in.
also be looking at doors then?
No, we're each going to pick a tomb to check out, basically.
So
Cool.
to try and open the door.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
If it's cool with y'all, then I am gonna post up over here, just so I can get I'm prepped to go. I'm not super interested in a bunch of these tombs, but I am interested in getting out alive and making sure we all do.
Okay.
Okay.
While there, can I just check? I'm gonna move Rick to show you where I'm doing because I don't know how to do the other thing.
Yep.
There and there as
Sure.
I'm walking by.
Yeah, you're able to walk by those with no real issue. So the one that's in the center there, that one is
Seymour Butts.
Sir Eric Vonderbucks.
I was close.
You were close.
Okay.
The one beside that, Petrina Velikovna, bride.
Oh, well.
Oh, snap.
So that's this one here is marked as Petrina.
I will call out to the party that Casimir's sister is over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey.
So, I'm like not interested in just going through randomly. I know that this is a spot that we do need to go to, so I'm not interested in like wasting any other time.
Yep.
Hope, is there anyone that you specifically wanted to open?
I really want to check out what we thought to be Tatiana's tomb.
That's going to be too much time.
Too much work? Okay.
Yeah, that's like one of those big tombs. I think that these ones are all a little tomb. We've got 5 minutes, and then we need to, if we want to, we don't even know how to get from here to the skull at this point. So we've got like 5 minutes. I think that if that's a good idea, if there's maybe another person who wants to help us open that tomb. Maybe.
Which one?
Tatiana's? I think we should for sure open Petrina's.
Yeah.
I know that Elise is gonna.
I'll help you guys with Tatiana's tomb if you want.
Yeah, the
I don't know what
elements
else I can do, but
can
you know.
help me move things.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'll go up with you with the elemental towards Tatiana's. I think that if we've got more than 2 eyes on that tomb,
What's nice,
Elise.
maybe the elemental could help us carry together. If you use it down to do this with us, Katrina and Casimir's bodies, so we could return them to their people. If we have the ability to do that, we could at least bring them downstairs, and then our first priority could be the dragon skull. But if we can get everyone out, that'd be something I'd like to do. If we can.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
going to check out the Hellborn crypt.
Who's going with Les?
You want to say Leaf will?
Sure.
I'm trying to get Katrina's tomb open. The sister.
Yeah, I'm posted up over here. I can help you.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll go with Hope with the elemental up to Katrina's. I can't do opening and things in case there's any traps of sorts. I can't take any damage, otherwise our friend here is no longer our friend.
Yeah, absolutely. If you could perhaps look for traps because you're so great at that, and then I can do any of the heavy lifting.
Sure.
Maybe Jordy, can you make Leaf's icon usable?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Leaf could come with us, and if we need someone real strong to open up Katrina's tomb, he could do that.
So the groups we've got is Elise and the doctor.
Yep.
Hope and myself. Leaf and Les. And then, do we want to send all of the
Victor and
NPCs down to the other end where we're going to be exiting?
Yeah, let's do that.
Unless you want them to loot something while we are, because they're not going to be getting.
Oh, that's the dead guy. He stays there.
Downstairs.
Okay. Leaf
The
can be
dead
controlled
guys.
by all of you now.
Cool.
Oh, thank you.
I just popped Victor over to the side.
Okay.
I'll do the same. I can't move Esmeralda, but I can move Leaf.
Well, do we think
there we
that they would want to help loot, or I feel like they would probably just want out?
Yeah.
Like they would be waiting for us. I feel like that sounds logical.
I also don't want to take on too much, you guys. If we want to get that skull, we have to find our way out of this location in order, because we teleported here. We have no idea where in the castle we are right now.
These are like the one tombs we get to do, and then we go up those stairs and try and get out of here.
Yep. I see that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's 3 tombs. I think that's good.
Okay, so we're doing the Hellborn tomb is Les and Leaf. Katrina's tomb is Doctor and Elith. And then the big tomb at the top is you guys in the Elemental.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, we'll go bottom up in this case. Les, go ahead and make a strength check for me, please.
That means fun stuff with Tatiana's.
We'll say Leaf is there so you can make it at advantage.
Oh, all right. I already got a natural 18 on that first one.
Oh, damn.
So that's going to be 18 plus 4.
18 plus 4? Okay. Yeah, that's going to be good enough. So you rip open the door. As you do so, resting in the center of this crypt is a 7-foot-long gilded sarcophagus. Its lid painted with the likeness of a screaming king wearing a crown of horns. Looming behind the sarcophagus is a stuffed owlbear frozen in a roar with claws outstretched.
All right. That seems weird. I poke it with my spear.
The owlbear?
Yes.
Okay, so you reach in and just kind of prod against it. Doesn't seem to be any reaction. It appears to just be a stuffed owlbear.
Okay. The tomb. Can I check it for traps?
Yeah, go ahead and make a investigation check, please.
Yeah. That's going to be a 12.
12? Doesn't appear to be trapped.
All right. I'm going to open it.
Okay, so you reach over, and as you do, you hear, "I wouldn't do that if I were you."
Who's speaking?
You kind of look around the room. Make a quick perception check for me.
That's that fucking owlbear. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
This is some much-needed comic relief.
You just kind of like look around. Where the fuck did that? And then you track the source of the voice, and you notice that there's a little bit of breathing coming up from near the owlbear's head, but just a little bit above it. And you're like looking there, and there's nothing there as best you can tell. There's nothing like there's something there, but you don't know what it is.
Leaf, can you see into the ethereal plane where the ghosts live?
Oh, I can't. Well, I wish I could, but I can't.
Damn it. Are you a ghost?
Do I sound like a fucking ghost?
I don't know. Do you?
No!
All right. Are you an owlbear?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. The owlbear's alive, Leaf. Can you move?
Rah!
It's very convincing, I must say.
Look, all right, you try and open the tomb. There's kind of a really big demon inside. Kind of like lives in a pit, kind of known as a fiend. It's kind of real strong. So, probably don't want to do that. You should just leave.
Okay. Why are you so protective of this thing?
Reasons?
Insight check.
Go and make an insight check. You have no idea what this voice is, but...
No, I don't, but it seems very weird that it doesn't want me to open this thing. Oh, fuck. It's another natural 18. Yeah, no, it's 0, so it's just 18.
18? That's a natural 1. It doesn't want you to open the tomb. It's trying to describe about the scariest thing that it can think of, but if it's that scary, how is it in such a small tomb?
How about this? If you want me to not open this tomb, show yourself.
And you look at the top of the owlbear, essentially like where the head is, and then for a couple of seconds there you're pausing, you're waiting, and then there's a little bit of a dispersion, and you see a rather portly, squat, sitting on his haunches, legs resting over where the eyes of the owlbear are, imp that looks very similar to Rick.
Rick, is this you?
Nah, bro, I'm over here.
You're not Rick.
No, my name's not fucking Rick.
Well, what is it then?
Giles.
What's your last name?
Imps don't have last names.
Yeah. No, imps don't have last names.
All right, then. So you're saying there's a pit fiend in here that's gonna kill us all if I let it out?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. You should just turn around and walk away. That'd be a really smart... You look like a real smart guy. I think that's a good idea for you to do.
You know, I also answer to deals as well. Do you have any, like, imp money or, like, imp items on you at all? I could gift them to my friend Rick.
You could take this fucking guy. And he points down at the owlbear below him.
All right. I don't like that deal. And I go to start opening the tomb.
All right, your funeral. So go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Okay, that's 15.
15? At advantage because Leaf is helping you.
Oh. Ooh, that's 19.
All right. So you, between the two of you, you're able to hook your fingers in underneath and kind of throw the lid off of it. And inside you see nothing but dust and desiccated bones.
Where the fuck is this pit fiend?
He takes a little bit to come out. Just you better leave.
Love this character, Jordy.
I'm gonna go and start sifting through all the decay and dirt inside the tomb.
No, it's just gonna make him angry. And he vanishes from existence.
There's nothing inside the crypt at all?
Nope. There's a lot of gold on the lid that you could like take a decent amount of time and pry the gold off, and it'd probably be worth a couple hundred gold pieces, but outside of that, nothing inside.
Ah, fuck. Well, Leaf, we better get out of here. Apparently there's a pit fiend's gonna come out of this thing, and I just go and put the
Yeah, between the two of you, you're able to cover it back up again, and the imp just kind of appears. Oh, good job! You've placated the demon, and you're gonna be fine. You can leave. Thank you. And he just vanishes again.
Love this character.
God damn it! And I just walk back.
All right, so you walk out. All right, so we'll jump to you guys in the middle for Tatiana's.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Patrina's, I should say. So, I'll get...
Oh, wait, sorry. Before I leave, can I take that crown off of the tomb?
The crown is part of the gold in the tomb. It would take a couple minutes to be able to pry it off of there.
There's a couple minutes you don't have, huh?
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Okay. All right. I'll get the doctor and Elith, one of you, to make a strength check at advantage, please.
Kaylee, do you want it or shall I?
Oh, Kaylee, your audio's gone again.
I'm +2.
There you go.
Did you hear?
Oh yeah, I got nothing. So you go for it.
At advantage?
At advantage, yeah.
Sorry, little cat. Oh, no.
So Les, you and Leith would still be down. We're kind of doing this all simultaneously, so you guys would still be down in the Hellborn area.
Well, one of them was a 1 and one of them was an 18, so...
Woo! All right, that's a 20. So on that, you with the doctor's help, you're kind of lucky. You find a little bit of a loose point, and the door actually kind of swings on almost like a hinge. And as the door is open, from the darkness comes a horrifying visage. A spectral elf maiden twisted by the horror of her undead existence. She wails and the very sound claws at your soul. I need you guys to roll initiative for me.
Oh, boy.
Oh, shit!
Yep.
Look who fucking opened up something crazy.
That'll do.
So, immediately.
I am not doing so hot right now. Okay.
Would Esmeralda and Victor have seen this?
Yeah, they're basically right beside you guys waiting to leave, so they would have seen it.
He also, I brought Casimir's body up. Like, I brought the...
Yep.
So, just FYI, I was like, I'm not just, like, making that up now that we're in combat.
No, I saw that you brought the body up.
Shit.
24.
24? Okay.
23.
23? Okay. Just give me a second here. I'm quickly making a token. Alrighty. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind on this one. I thought I had this token ready to go, but apparently I didn't.
I have a donut.
Nice.
Would I trade you for a donut? Maybe.
Ooh, I want a donut.
Oh, what
Actually,
a donut would
I
be.
want.
Okay.
Wanna buy it?
So, with you guys in the area there, so this will be initiatives for Casimir, or for Victor and Esmeralda as well. 11 and 13, 16 for creature. Okay, Elite initiative.
24.
24. Doctor?
23.
23. Creature. Supposed to, so that's 18. Esmeralda had a 16.
Kevin, do you want more tea?
Yeah.
Had a 13. Okay, so at the top of the round, Aleth, you instinctively cover your ears as best you possibly can. Both of you two, right out of the gate, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. As does Rick and Esmeralda and Victor. And you two are not there yet. You're still down below. Oops.
Okay.
Move you guys back.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So yeah, so Constitution saving throws, please.
Unnatural 20.
Okay.
Okay. I got a 15 on mine, and Rick got 11.
Okay, Rick got 11.
Oh shit! Sorry, I used a D12. I'm an idiot.
Bum, bum, bum.
I know.
Good D12 roll though.
Not bad, right? Oh, that's a little better. That's a 13.
13, okay.
Yeah,
so 19 and 17 for Esmeralda, so they're unaffected. 13. So Rick
Yeah.
and the doctor, both of you cover your ears as best as possible, and you just kind of start looking around, and then you just start to, and you fall unconscious to the ground.
That's no good.
Immediately drop to 0 hit points.
Oh,
Oh!
As does Rick. So Rick pops out of existence.
No.
Yeah.
Not Rick!
Oh!
Oh, hold on. Was that a spell effect, Jordy?
Nope, it is not considered a spell
Okay.
effect.
Noted. Thank you.
Yep. So We are jumping straight into combat. Elith, at the top of the round, you are acting first. What would you like to do?
Holy shit!
Okay, I look directly at the wailing specter.
Yeah. As the jaw closes again and the wailing cuts off, you do still take a little bit of damage here. So you take 14 points of psychic damage, as does Esmeralda and as does Victor, which knocks Victor unconscious. And
Wait, did we not heal him? Because he healed everyone.
Well, did he use a spell for everyone? Like, because this is the thing, is we can't just say he healed everyone, because Esmeralda was missing like 60 hit points. Victor was missing 31 hit points.
We did say, we repeated what his message was, I'm pretty sure, where he had to heal.
So we can't...
Does he have like a mass healing?
He, as far as I'm aware, he does not have a mass healing. Like, at best, it's mass healing word, which is only going to heal at most. At most, that's going to heal for 15.
Okay.
So, it's up to you guys to decide, because you're controlling the character. If you think that that's what he would have done for everyone, he gets to pick 6 characters, and 6 of them heal for that amount.
I feel like he would have done that.
That he wanted to do, but like none of us have access to his cells. So
it's a 3rd level spell, so he would have enough to do it. He could have done it, once or twice or 3 times. It's kind of up to you guys.
I think he would have definitely have done it once. Sorry, Jordy.
No worries.
It's one of those things where, it's a little tricky.
Okay, so that's fine. We'll say that he did it once. So we'll bump Victor up to that amount.
For chapter 2, we are all putting our character sheets into like a Google Drive or something.
Yes.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll say that everybody healed for, we'll say average it out for 14. Everybody healed?
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry. It would be 12, actually. 12 would be the average. And Leaf is down 2 3rd level spell slots as a result.
Okay.
So that means that Victor is out of range of that. So he is now taking 12, so he's down to 11. And Esmeralda takes the 12, which is a 21. Okay, so yeah, so Elith, you would have taken 12 points of damage, or sorry, 14 points. Because that was the amount, so he's actually at 9. And she is at 2.
I'm still counting that
Surprise attack.
your wounds to be like we figured out, because I think that probably...
Yeah, you would have gotten a little bit more. Yeah, because you were like really badly hurt. Like you were unconscious and then brought back and then healed up a little bit more beyond that. So we'll say he probably dumped a 2nd level cure wounds into you actually as well. So take another 9 plus 11. So take another 20. That's probably safer. What you all do notice, all of you inside this area, you immediately hear that piercing, screaming sound. You're unaffected by it, but you do hear that massive, piercing, screaming sound. You guys inside the tomb at the bottom in the Hellborn one, with that conversation, you probably wouldn't have heard it because of that. But you guys at the top, actually, no, you know what? Because the high passive perceptions are there. Yeah, never mind. You guys wouldn't have heard it. You're too far away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Yeah. So we're in combat now. Elith, you're up first. You see the doctor immediately drop to the ground behind you, and Rick just kind of fall unconscious, impact against the ground, and vanish.
I'm still at a low HP maximum after Strahd's attacks on me last.
Correct, yeah. You're still at that 50 or whatever it was.
So, okay. I look directly at the shrieking specter of the elf woman, and I've got to at least, like, I know what Casimir's final wishes were, and I've got to, like, at least try to reach her and just, say, Patrina, whatever's left of her, you can see me. I'm a dark elf woman like you. I know what Strahd did to you. I know that your brother Casimir has been trying to avenge you and do what he could for your soul for hundreds of years in this land. He's here and he fell in the battle against Strahd, but we hate Strahd for you, for everyone else who has suffered under his reign. And we are here to set you free, to reunite you and your brother, and to do whatever we can for you and the other lost souls. If there's anything left of who you were, know that we are on your side and dissuade you from attacking us. We'd like to help. And then I kind of shout, guys, we might need some help here, as loud as I can.
All right, so that'll be your action to do all of that.
Yeah, and
you've still got your movement.
I've got my movement, and I've got bonus action, which, okay, sorry, I had something for this. Bonus action, I am going to have Healing Spirit at 3rd level. Sorry, I'm going to move first. Slightly back from the tomb. And where I am now. I am going to cast Healing Spirit on the Doctor at 3rd level.
And that's a bonus action?
Let me make sure. Where did I just have that? Oh god. Yep, it's a bonus action.
All right, awesome. So at the start of the Doctor's turn, he heals for how much?
It's 2d6.
2d6?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's going to be, you've got an extra 10 feet of movement, or if you want to, or 15 feet of movement if you want to go anywhere else, but otherwise you're good.
As I move back, I'm not breaking eye contact with the Spectre. I'm
Okay.
trying to, like, radiate sincerity and sort of fellowship to her, even though I don't really know which way this is going to go. It doesn't look good.
Okay. All right, so after Elite's turn, we come to the Doctor. You immediately heal 2d6, so you don't need to make a saving throw.
Okay.
You just heal, and so Elite,
Do
you
I
can
roll
that.
those, or Haley, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, spellcaster rolls.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't have any bonuses on that. It's just 2d6.
That anything helps.
It's 2-5, so you heal 10 hit points?
Yeah, that'll do.
Hey.
Thank you
You heal
kindly.
for 10. So at
And
the
I
start
can
of your
just make
turn,
my zero.
so I'll make a call that it's because it's happening at the start of your turn, you get to act normally. So you pull yourself back into consciousness. You are you are prone on the ground. Rick is gone.
Okay.
And but you now are prone, and you, having heard this wailing, you see the mouth of the creature closing, and as a leaf is kind of ending this impassioned speech. What would you like to do?
Would I have heard any of her speech?
You would have just caught the trailing end of it.
Okay, and seen her back off a little bit.
Yeah.
I am going to follow suit and back off. I have half my movement, yeah?
Half your movement, yeah. So you got 3 squares.
I'm going to back to there.
Okay.
And I am going to prep 2 Eldritch Blasts in case this thing makes moves to attack.
Understood. All right. On the creature's turn, it's just kind of staring at you, Elith, like hovering in midair, and the head just kind of dislodged from the body, and then it just kind of and begins to make its way forward, seeming having no effect on whatever this entity is.
Fantastic. That triggers me, yeah?
Yeah, so it'll move 5 feet, 10 feet, and we'll say at that point it triggers the attacks. So go for it, make your 2
Fantastic.
attack rolls.
All right. Roll 1 is a 27.
27 hits.
Yeah. Let me get my dice. There we go. That is 9 points.
9 points, okay.
And the second one is a... Well, that was cocked. There we go. All right. That is another 27.
27
that
hits.
for me. Yeah. And that is 11 points.
11
Jordy.
points. All right, good to know. So 2 heavy impacts as you see the creature coming out and kind of like this completely incorporeal form almost passing through the door. You fire those 2 Eldritch Blasts off, and you feel like they're not maybe going to make an impact, but impacting against the form, they pass in a little bit and then blow chunks of the form off behind, these wisps of cloud and smoke seeming to just disperse a little, and then they kind of reconvene. The creature does seem to be affected by the attacks, taking the damage.
Great. Big fan.
All right, so that's going to be your 2 attacks. After you, creature is going to... You were the one who damaged it, so she's going to come right after you. This is going to be... Yeah, this is going to be a corrupting touch attack.
Okay.
Doctor, that is a 16 to hit.
Is that a spell by any chance?
It is a melee spell attack.
Then I get resistance against it.
You have resistance against it?
I have the Mantle of Spell Resistance.
But doesn't the mantle just give you advantage on saving throws?
It may well. Let me look. I might be lying.
Yeah, you have advantage on saving throws against spells. So yeah, this is just an attack. So
I am looking very good. That does tip me, though.
That does hit? Okay. So you're going to take... low roll. You take 12 points of necrotic damage.
I am down.
As the doctor falls again down onto the ground. But it is the only single attack that the creature can make. Yeah, that is the whole turn. So it's going to just stay there, kind of hovering over the doctor's body as his gaze turns over towards you, Elise being the one who addressed it. Next up, we're going to come to Esmeralda and Victor. They both effectively are just going to go ahead and go into a flurry of attacks. We'll start with Esmeralda. Oops. Seeing this creature with her background, she kind of has an idea that this might be a creature that is not... That is... Yeah. That is potentially immune to certain types of damage.
Am I safe to run and pee, Jordy? I reckon so.
Yeah, you're good. You got 4 people before you're up next. Yeah, she's actually going to stay where she was, and she's going to fire off a magic missile at 3rd level.
Get it.
And Jordy, we didn't, up at the top, we didn't hear...
You would have heard it now, so you would join on the next initiative round.
Okay.
So that's 7.
Same with us.
You guys at the bottom, you're still involved with the creature. So 4, 2, 1. So it's 7 and 7 is 14 plus 6. So that's 20 damage. Not too bad. So Esmeralda just kind of looking at this and just looks at you and looks at how incorporeal the form is, and she immediately just thinks, "Be careful, my friends. I do not think that this one will be affected by regular attacks." And she fires off a series of these missiles that just fly through the air and rapidly impact against the form, shattering it as it starts to congeal again, although it is already looking a little on the hurt side. Victor is going to do exactly the same thing. He's going to go ahead and cast off a 3rd level magic missile. That's another 5, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18. The creature's at exactly 18 hit points. Wow. Huh. Alright, so with that, with the round ending, you immediately see this creature just and like form into this white shining light and then just shatter into thousands of pieces and just disperse itself onto the ground, effectively ending combat.
My spell is still active on the doctor, so I'm gonna...
Yeah, so, and your turn would be before his, so you would be able to move it to where the doctor is, so that he could be healed up.
Yep.
At the start of his turn. And so you can go ahead and do that. And how long does that last for? It lasts for a minute?
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep it around for a minute to keep healing.
So we'll say you can roll 2d6, or what is it? It's 2d6? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll say pick 9 creatures, the doctor plus 8, that heal for 2d6 damage. And you can just take the average, which is 7 if you want.
Oh, okay. Can I, heal the doctor in 3 rounds of that or something like that?
Yeah, so you can say, the doctor gets 3. Victor is looking pretty hurt. He definitely wouldn't say no. Same with Esmeralda. So you basically got...
And at this point, I'm almost at my HP limit because I'm fucked from Strahd's attack. So I get 8, you said? Sorry?
7.
7. Okay, yeah. So the doctor can do 3, Victor can do 3, and then Esmeralda can get 1.
Okay.
Thank you.
So then there's 1 more, actually, because you've got the doctor plus 8.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then Esmeralda too.
Okay. So,
is this your sexy wolf, Elif?
Yeah, this is the sexy healing wolf.
Yeah.
Sexy healing wolf.
Definitely comes
We
in
need
handy.
to make a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Ow.
I went to Castle Ravenloft and all I got was
Sexy healing wolf.
It's the sexy healing wolf. Jesus.
dirtiest t-shirt of all time. Yes, that's the one. That
I went to Castle Ravenloft, and all Strahd got was dusted.
Ooh.
I see what you did there.
Burn.
Switch some words around. I get it.
All right. So we'll say after you heal up for a little bit, you're welcome to explore the tomb if you so choose.
Okay, do you want me to do the rolls for that so we know the doctor?
No, it's just 7. So, Doctor, you just heal for 21.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah.
So I will check around this tomb for traps.
Okay. Go and make an investigation check.
Yeah, or at the doctor.
I'll assist Jordy.
Okay, at advantage.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's going to be 23.
23. Looking around, there doesn't appear to be any traps. There does appear to be a lot of coin.
Oh shit. Blang, y'all.
Coin? Any items or anything like that?
Items, kind of looking around a little bit, you're digging through, you see platinum, gold, silver, copper, thousands, tens of thousands of coins in the room, as if they were just casually tossed in there over decades. Carving through and trying to find a way through the coin to the bottom, you do notice that there is a single book, which is carved wooden covers on it, and looking at it, determining that it's probably not trapped, you pick it up and you flip through it, and it appears to resemble a spell book, very similar to the one that Casimir was using, but obviously much older.
Like maybe it was like his sister's spell book?
It's a pretty good chance.
Okay. I pass it to the doctor to put in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Done.
The bag of holding is pretty close to maxed out as far as coin, but maybe we want to replace what we have in there with gold with platinum from in here. Actually,
I don't mind dumping all the copper for platinum.
Or is it Barovian currency?
So looking through, it'll take a couple of minutes to dig through. You can essentially go through up to 1,000 coins per minute. That's kind of the average. So to look through them and then to actually shovel them in, you can do up to 500 coins in a minute.
Okay, so we need 2 minutes total?
Yeah, you would need 2 minutes total to take a look through and shovel up to 500 pieces of your choice.
Okay, sorry,
I'm okay with that. Let's both do it.
Okay, but I also want to, maybe we can try and take Betray's body and Casimir's body with us if you're in the group. If we've got the bandwidth for that, I'd like to do it and return them to their people.
Is there a body in here, Jordy?
So looking around, there is a skeleton that's draped in rags lying underneath some of the coins.
Okay.
Is it like a female elf skeleton? Can I see it all? What she like?
There's no bones and cartilage, so there's no bones in the ears, and it's been long enough that you know that she's been dead for so long that it's potentially her. I mean, the figure frame size would be about right, but that's it.
And I'm guessing the bones are in pretty shitty condition. Like, if you touch them, are they gonna just?
The bones are bones. They're still going to be in okay condition. They're not turning to dust or anything. It seems like the tomb itself was kept from the elements, so they haven't really started to disintegrate or anything.
Cool. Anybody got a sack?
Yeah, I know. I was like, ooh, what do we carry them in?
A bone sack.
A bone sack.
Put them in the bone sack.
Yeah, a traditional bone sack.
I mean,
we all got one.
The bones themselves would probably only weigh about 50 pounds, if that, maybe less, maybe like 30.
Dang. Okay.
Have we gone to join them now, Jordy?
Nope.
Me and Leaf?
You guys are okay. This is all happening simultaneously. So you guys did your thing, they're doing their thing, and then we're gonna jump to Allura and Hope at the top.
Okay, so
Elise, do we maybe want to wait till everyone else is done so we can get in here and?
Sure. So we have right now, we have 979 silver in our group loot in the bag of holding. So we could probably just take out the silver and put in platinum instead if we wanted to.
Agreed. Let's dump it.
All the riches.
Okay. So we'll say you guys are taking the next 2 minutes to do that, which would have been about the same amount of time that that Les and Leaf were having their conversation with the imp. So in that time, you're able to find 250 pieces of platinum, but it is Strahd platinum. It's stamped with his visage, but it's still platinum. So you might still be able to get something for it. And there are 1,100 pieces of gold that are from the Sword Coast.
Okay,
Nice.
Coast silver as well, so I'm going to get rid of half of that, basically what we have, and we're going to do that gold instead.
Okay, so it's 250 platinum and 1,100 gold.
Okay, no problem.
Nice.
Okay. All right, so now we'll jump up to Allura and Hope up at the top with the elemental. I'm assuming, so you guys making your way up, you had seen this before, that it was a grate, very similar to the other side where you'd seen Strahd's tomb. So you wanted to get the elemental to try and lift that up, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
And I'm going to stand back. First, I'll check for traps on the gate.
Okay. Go and make an investigation check.
That'll be a 13.
13?
Nice. That roll.
Yep.
Yep, so at advantage.
Oh, okay. 13?
13, okay. It does not appear to be trapped, as best you can tell.
Cool. I'll get the elemental. Would you mind trying to lift this? But I'm just gonna back up a little bit, just in case.
Can I assist with the elemental in any way?
Because of its size, not really, because it's kind of taking the space, but it's big enough that it's probably going to be okay. Allura, can you just go ahead and make a strength check for me for the elemental?
Sure.
And it'll be +5.
13?
13. We'll say, actually, because it's big enough, it would be able to slide one square over, and Hope you would be able to help out. So yeah, go ahead and make either the check at advantage or Hope you can roll yourself, up to you.
Do you have a plus? What's your plus?
+4.
Okay, so I'll roll it. So 17?
17. Between the two of you, you are completely unable to lift it. This appears to be incredibly heavy.
Ooh.
Hope this is gonna take a little bit of time, and we really don't have much of it. Do you think we really need to?
I think it was worth trying, but if
Yeah.
we're unable to try one more time, then I think that's that, and I'm happy to call it and move on. But if we can do it one more time, if that's possible, or no.
You're essentially able to make a check once every 10 minutes.
Oh, okay, then no.
We don't have 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No.
Cool.
Because you think of it as you guys take the better part. It's not like we try to lift the thing and it's immediately down. It's like you get your grips, you try and lift it and drop it, and then shake your hands out, and then a minute later you try again. So it's kind of like a minute to try and lift it, and you're unable to do so.
Jordy, can I see the lever?
You can't. You know that from where you were on the other side, the lever is down and on the inside, if there is one. But it's somewhere that is completely obstructed by your view at this point.
Okay. Okay, do I remember how far around the corner?
Yeah, you would know that it's basically right beside. So from where you were before, if you were looking down the stairs, the lever was at the bottom, and it was immediately on your right.
Okay, can I take like a grappling hook and a long piece of rope? And can I
That would defy gravity.
Okay, that's cool. I just
it's a cool idea, but yeah, because it's not something where you have a direct line of sight. You'd have to throw it, wrap it around two corners.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought it was around one corner. So I was trying to hook it around the corner, and
you'd essentially have to go from standing here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. You'd have to be standing here,
like Yondu's arrow,
and then throw it to here, have it wrap around this corner, hook onto something here, and then pull that thing down, which would be not something that you could do.
Cool.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Can I see down these steps, Jordy?
You can see down a little bit that there is a landing down at the bottom there, but you can't see anything beyond the landing.
Can I misty step to that landing?
You certainly can.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, so you teleport yourself 30 feet down to the bottom, and you open up the entire room. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Woo!
Being swifty.
Cole, you're so smart. But remember, we gotta be really quick.
So,
Yeah, well, I'm gonna, knowing where the lever was, I'm gonna.
and the
How
lever
about-
is right there beside you.
Perfect. I wrap my hands around that lever. I don't know if it's a big lever or a small lever, and
And
stop
you would push
worrying.
it.
Wall-mounted lever.
All right, so you would grab that. You would just put your body weight into it and just and lift the lever up. And as you do, the chains of the gate start to lift, and the gate at the top of the stairs is now opening for you, Allura, and for the elemental.
Down into the room, my earthy friend.
And you just and then starts to make his way down and in. Alrighty, so inside the room, now that you're at the bottom, the stairs led down to a tomb with a vaulted ceiling 30 feet overhead, and in the center of the tomb, a white marble slab supports an intricately inlaid coffin. Chiseled into the slab is a name, Sergei von Zarevich. Ahead, beyond the coffin, are 3 alcoves with a beautifully carved statue standing in each. The middle statue is of a stunning young man with long hair, while the 2 on either side are depictions of winged angels. The iron lever that protrudes from the wall now in the up position.
Yeah.
Sergey.
Get that shit.
Sergey. So this is his brother.
Yeah.
And you notice the similarity, or the slight differences and yet similarities of the coffin placement, the tomb placement, but this one of the white marble matching the parents, whereas Strahd's marble tomb completely removed and replaced with a black obsidian one instead.
Wow. And with the angels, does this kind of feel like if I, like divine sense, like can I check to see if it's like desecrated in any way, or like what?
So
does
you're,
it, like,
so you're using divine sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I get a good feeling?
Let me just double check. Divine sense. Divine sense. Presence of strong evil registers. As an action, you can open your awareness. Celestial, fiend, or undead. You know the type. Nothing seems to be consecrated or desecrated. And no entities of celestial, fiend, or undead.
Okay, so it seems like fairly safe compared to potentially some of these other tombs.
Yep.
Allura, do you want to see, again, you're really great at looking for things, if I can help you look for stuff,
Yeah.
or if you...
Yeah, I'll do a quick look around the room to see if there's any secret compartments or, things of interest, or yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and make a investigation check for me.
At advantage?
Yep, because hope is helping. Yep.
That'll be an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Looking around, statues look interesting, kind of trying to see if there's any hidden compartments. Same thing on the statue of the young man. Nothing there. The only thing that really is of any note is the tomb, and the lid is closed, but it does appear to be something that could be opened.
As much as I want to look in this tomb, Hope, I think that this man has been desecrated enough in his life and death, and I think that we should honor that and leave him to rest in peace.
I think that's a very worthy thing. I can't see any reason to argue with that. So, yeah, hopefully he can have some rest and be able to move on.
If
Yeah.
it was Tatiana, I would have. If it was Tatiana's tomb, I think we would have tried to have brought her as much understanding of what happened to. What's her name?
Irina?
Irina, thank you.
What's
I think
her-
that's. I would have tried to open this if that was the case, but because it's his brother, I think that we should leave him in peace.
Yeah, the only thing I'm thinking is we found that book in Strahd's mother's tomb. Yeah, that's where we found the book. That
I don't know about the book.
No, but
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying
correct.
this to Jordy. I'm like confirming that was where we found the book, right? It was in
Yeah.
Strahd's mother's tomb.
Correct.
So I kind of quickly tell Allura that we found this book, and we actually found out that that Strahd killed Sergei to become a vampire, and that Tatiana never actually loved Strahd. She loved Sergei, and she died because of that.
Wow, that's heavy. Does that mean we have to open this? We really don't have that much time. As I'm like trying to get my footing. Do you think it's worth us opening this or no?
It's more so I wonder what we can learn if we would be doing it, if we were to open it, what more we can learn from that. But I also appreciate that Sergei should finally be able to rest after what Strahd put him through.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go. We're on a timeline. We're on a very tight timeline, so we're going to head back to the group.
All right, so heading back to the middle.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody kind of wrapping things up at this point. Did you two want to look at any of the doors as you were passing by?
Nope.
All right, fair enough. So everybody making their way back to the middle again.
Yeah.
Meeting up in the center of the room.
One last thing is before we left this tomb of Katrina,
Yep.
I would have done a round to see if there was anything hidden in the walls or.
That was part of your investigation check. It was just the coinage and the bones in the book.
I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
All right.
Nope, no worries. All right, so everybody making their way back to the middle again.
And
Yep.
we are taking both the bones and Casimir's body for now.
So you've got Casimir's body, the bones of Petrina, and whatever coin you can muster kind of thing.
Yeah, we were able to get. I mean, I was able to dump out and then put in whatever you told us. In the,
Yep. Okay.
in the last-
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So everybody meeting back in the middle again. Sorry. There we go. So everybody meeting back in the middle again. You would have the ability to go in any direction that you choose. So where is it you would like to go?
I think we go up, up, up.
Stairway that's
Up
next
and
to
away.
Victor and Esmeralda go up or down.
The stairway next to them goes up.
Okay, I think we take that stairway.
Boy, do we.
Take that stairway.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Carefully.
Okay. So charting uncharted territory. So as you start to make your way out across the stone floor, the crack in the stone floor extending just about as far as that staircase, the whole castle shifts heavily again, and you can feel that crack starting to widen a little bit more. Time has definitely been spent. So making your way down to that, you see large flagstones of a spiraling staircase lead up and down. Lead up from this bottom place and about.
Jordy?
Yep.
Sorry, how much time? Because.
It's been about 5 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Actually, no, because Rick was looking around as well. It'd be closer to 8 minutes.
Rick was looking while we were moving towards the tombs, though.
So, right. So, Rick was looking at the ones up along the top as the doctor went into the middle, and then you guys broke off and did your separate things.
Okay.
Yeah. So 8 minutes. All right. So that. Cobwebs fill the staircase, making it difficult to see even the ceiling above. Heavy beams sag overhead from centuries of supporting weight. So it's just a staircase that is spiraling up.
Great. Let's keep going.
Keep going. Okay.
How are you guys' rooms? Mine was crap.
Petrina attacked us. That was fun. I died a couple times. That was also pretty cool.
What?
Oh,
Unconscious. Thank God for
Well, thank God for that sexy wolf.
you can survive all that without going down, but a little spooky spook was the one that kills you?
How was your room, Les?
It was fine. It was all right. There was a lots of very cool things in there and things that would have been really fun to have. But we shouldn't rob graves. It makes me feel kind of bad. So I just
Where'd you get your spear, Les?
My what?
Where'd that spear come from, Les? Was that a grave?
That was in the ground, and nobody was using it. And it was definitely not on someone's grave. It was just sitting. It was left behind. It was like a lost and found.
Okay. Sounds good.
Alrighty. So you guys make your way into the staircase, begin traveling up quite quickly. The shutters impacting against you. You're making your way up and up and up. You figure you've been traveling for 40 feet, 80 feet or so. And then you eventually starting to get a little bit winded from just the sheer amount of stairs that you're climbing. You eventually see that there is a break in the wall. And the break in the wall leads to a small arched room that's connecting to a much larger, vast chamber.
Jordy,
Yep.
we don't even know what level we're on. No, we do know what level we're on.
I'll say, given the number of times you've been up and down, this would be potentially the main floor.
Okay, because we knew how far down that, Strahd's stained glass window room was. We knew how far down that was.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Okay, so with that knowledge, we could ascertain that this was maybe the main floor.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance that this is probably the main floor.
Okay, let's do it. Let's break.
Does it look like where that we've been?
Sorry?
The room. Sorry, I guess the mic isn't really working that well. Does it look like anywhere we've been before?
No, it does not look like anywhere you've been before.
Right, well, it needs must.
Yeah. And it doesn't look familiar to Leaf or I, considering all of that tour we went round with Cyrus.
Yeah, the full meal deal tour with Cyrus. Okay.
Let's go.
Do it.
Cool.
Okay. So, pushing through that one, you see that inside this little room, there are two alcoves that hold 8-foot-tall sculptures of helmed knights with bright blades, while black shadows obscure their faces. I'm going to go ahead and swap you guys to roll 20, so you can see what this looks like.
Exciting.
Entire darkness surrounds your faces.
Reveal.
Oh no.
Reveal.
Okay, so you are...
Oh no.
Didn't want to dungeon crawl the first time around? Too bad.
Pop in here.
You're gonna.
I don't see anything.
I just see white.
I just see black.
Whoa. There we
If
go.
you move it, it turns white, and then when you zoom in or out again, it turns black to black.
Never mind. I found us.
I see us. I see us.
Yeah.
You do?
Oh,
Yep.
yes.
I just scooted the thing over.
Oh, maybe. I might see some things.
Is that to the left or right?
It was
To the left. Everything Strahd owns in a box to the left.
That's a hell of a box.
Next to his stupid ashes. What a dumb nerd.
Okay. All right, so there we go. So we've got the 7 of you there. Oh, hang on. Who am I missing? I'm missing Les.
Elemental?
No, I'm missing Les. And the elemental, yeah.
I don't see us on Twitch.
Yeah, not yet. I'm focusing on you guys first. You're the priority.
Aw.
Oh, Jordy.
So, there we go.
That foot up.
Okay, so there we go. So now we've got that. And so looking out over in front of you, you're going to see a little bit more because you've got access to this now. Go ahead and do this. There we go. So looking out through that area, you see dim colored light filters in through tall, broken, and boarded up windows of stained glass, illuminating this ancient chapel within the keep.
Nice.
Leaf, Hope, do either of you remember seeing a chapel or having Cyrus mention a chapel?
Let me
That's about what you're able to see.
find out. See if I can remember.
From the conversations that you had with him, you do not remember him talking about a chapel at all.
And I do not remember him talking about it at all.
Bollocks.
Cool. I'm gonna step into the space.
Okay. So, stepping in.
Yeah.
A sec here. I'm
I
going
like
to reveal the
this.
whole thing.
I do not have control of Doc.
Oh, yeah, I know. Give me a sec.
Okay, cool.
Looks so pretty. I love the stained glass, Jordy.
Me
Yeah,
too.
that's gorgeous.
Thank the
Stained
artist.
glass is so cool, you guys. There are some stained glass windows that are like hundreds of years old. How neat is that?
That is pretty neat.
It's pretty
The
sweet.
artist showed them out.
Sorry?
They're actually, so it was somebody on, I think it was on Reddit who put it up for free. I didn't record the person's name, but I will give them a shout out. But I did put up a huge thank you for them on their post.
Yeah.
So this is Allura. This is
Oh, I was hoping you would say it's the story of a girl.
This is the story of no. All right, Leith, Hope. Okay. All right, awesome. So everybody should have control of their characters now.
Obrigado.
Oops. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so moving into the room a little bit further, I'm going to reveal the last couple pieces here, which is on the far side. There we go. Okay. So moving a little bit further into the room, you guys are able to see a few bats flutter about near the top of a 90-foot-high domed ceiling, while a balcony runs across the length of the west wall, so in your case just off to your right, 50 feet above the floor, above where the stained glass windows are. In the center of the balcony, two dark shapes appear slumped in tall stairs. In tall chairs. Benches coated with centuries of dust lie about the floor in jumbled disarray. On the far end of the room, beyond this debris, an altar stands upon a stone platform, lit by a piercing shaft of light coming through the stained glass windows. The sides of the altar are carved with bas-reliefs of angelic figures entwined with grapevines, and the light from above falls directly onto a familiar silver statuette of a priest kneeling in supplication. A cloaked figure lays draped over the altar, hanging limp, while a black mace lies on the floor near its feet.
Is it fucking Rahadin?
Doctor, it would be really helpful if you looked like Strahd right now.
I guess I could do that.
Whoa!
Moi, it's me. It's a me.
So it's the icon of Ravenloft. Do
It
we
is the
recognize?
icon of Ravenloft.
Okay.
Can we see who the figure is?
At this distance, you're not able to see who the figure is, but they appear to be just slumped, unmoving, with like one hand outstretched over the altar and the other hanging off the side, and that just pitch black mace on the ground beside them.
We maybe wanna get out of here.
Yes.
Yeah. Can I? Yeah. If we're just getting out, I don't know if it's worth checking divine sense to see if it's a fiend or whatever, or if we're just trying to sneak away.
I mean, you've got a couple of
I'm
uses
gonna-
of it, so it's up to you.
Can I whisper to Alith because she's right there with me?
Sure.
Can you see if it's breathing?
Question. Can I tell if that form has any vitality or life?
At this distance, not really. You'd need to get a little bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to try and grab the icon on the way out? Like, I know we're trying to be quick, but that's a very useful item for us to have.
I guess that's true. I'm gonna pop up a couple more squares, Jordy, just to see if there's maybe a door.
Sure. So there is a door that's on your left,
Great.
and it is a closed door at the moment.
Fantastic. Can I open it?
And that is right there. So immediately putting your hands on the door and opening it up, you look upon a familiar hallway. You see the hallway with all the statues on both sides, and you see the closed door at the other end that you know leads to the main atrium to the castle.
Great.
Nice.
I'm going to motion that to the rest of everybody so they understand.
Okay. And as you get a little closer as well, you see that there's another gap over on the left side, right about here. Right about here. That leads to a familiar-sized room as the one that you just came through.
Okay, cool. I'm going to hang out here, but I'm going to motion and let everyone know that there's a way out here. If we want to take a look at potentially Rahadin, like he's right there.
Can I divine? I'm just going to pop another divine sense. Just.
Sure. Popping divine sense. No figures of any kind. The figure does not give off any kind of energy.
Okay, and Rahadin... Was Rahadin actually dead? Can people remember that?
He was dead.
He was pretty dead.
He was dead, but his body, like, disappeared.
Yes, that's correct.
So,
They've been brought back.
It doesn't look as though the body is an undead, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I think let's.
If you guys want to check it out, let's check it out. We're here, and we have a clear path to the exit.
I
I'm
agree.
feeling pretty strong, so I can kind of move forward.
Okay. I am going to. Hang on. I can probably do a thing to get in and out and grab that icon without him being able to get any reaction on me. If you guys are down with that.
Yeah, Alith, I think that's good. I would go with you, but I can't take any damage if that.
Okay, that's why I was thinking that I'd be the one to do it. So,
I can escort you if you need some backup.
probably better to be quick, but maybe just be ready. Hang on just a minute. And so hang on just a second. I'm going to use the measuring tool here.
You also have the big giant living tree to do your bidding for you.
That is true. We do have a living tree.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
saying.
going to whisper to the Earth Elemental, protect my friends if anything happens.
And it just kind of nods at you. And you
He's
see the
so
fist.
cute.
You see the fist kind of clench a little bit, and little dust bits of rock fall off. He's essentially made of rock.
Oh my god. I just thought, Amanda, you are an earth sign and you have an earth elemental.
I know! I want to keep him.
It was meant to be. Keep your little group pet.
I mean, for an hour.
Babysitting for an hour is wonderful because then you gotta be like, there you go.
That's
Yeah.
true. You get to give them back at the end.
Elise, I move up just a little bit, so I'm standing right by the door with the doctor. And I cast Zephyr Strike on myself.
Okay.
And dash up, snag the icon, and dash away again.
All right. So you rapidly move up, grab the icon, rip it off, and you feel there's a little bit of resistance, as if it's trying to resist being pulled. But you are, what is your alignment, Elith?
Neutral. True neutral.
True neutral. You're able to rip it off. There's a little bit of hesitation for it leaving, but it doesn't seem to impact you in any way. The figure beside, unmoving. The mace on the
Okay.
ground, unmoving.
Who the figure is and any details on the mace
Sorry?
as I dash. Can I see who the figure is and any details on the mace as I dash up?
The figure is just a cloaked figure, the hood pulled up over the head. It's in like a dark cloak, so you're not able to see anything, but the hands appear humanoid. They appear fairly decrepit, like it's been there for quite some time. But beyond that, there's not really much to tell. You'd have to get a good look at the head. As for the mace, Sorry, one sec here. Blackened iron skulls form the head of this mace with pale red light emanating from inside the skulls.
Cool.
Rock on.
That's so metal.
I'm so scared to touch it. Yeah, okay, I just grab the icon and I leave the mace.
You grab the icon, you leave the mace.
Sorry, y'all. We don't have time to get fucking battle right now.
Fair.
That's great.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so you so you pick up the icon. It weighs, a good 8 pounds or so. It's definitely on the heavy side. And you start to make your way out. No real issue whatsoever as the ground kind of quakes underneath your feet one more time.
Get back there, I hand it over to Leaf and say, I think you should probably be the one to make use of this.
Yeah, that tracks.
It's gonna take me about 40 minutes to do anything with it, but I'll hold on to it for you.
Does he put it back into his baby Bjorn slot?
Sure. He slips it into the baby Bjorn.
You're back now, buddy.
Yeah. All right. So you guys have got access to that, and you've got the door open in front of you with the statues on both sides, and you know that leads directly through to the main atrium.
Yeah, we're back. We're heading to the bone room as quickly as possible.
Heading to the bone room? Okay, so the only way that you know how to get to the bone room is to go all the way outside and all the way back down and in.
Hack.
Yeah, that's...
If we have to do that, we have to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
How much time has elapsed? Oh, words.
Has elapsed. Climbing the staircase, doing a quick little surveillance of the room, opening the door. I'd say this would probably put you at, we'll say, 13 minutes, 14 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's what we're doing.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so the quakes become a little bit heavier as you make your way through as quick as you can. So I've opened up the whole map there. You're able to see everything that you've seen so far. So you should be able to just zoom out a little, and it should show you pretty much everything.
All right.
Nice. Oh, I went the wrong way. There we go.
There you go. So you're able to make your way outside, wrap around the northern side of the keep, eventually finding the doorway and the staircase going down again. With all of you rushing as quickly as you can with the elemental in tow. We'll say that adds about another 3 minutes. It's actually right here, and then the staircase going down there, where Les is. So I'll just grab all of you guys, and move you over to there.
Cool. A quick question. When we're outside, am I close enough to Cinnamon within 100 feet to kind of telepathically tell Cinnamon, get ready, we're going to be going?
And you just, you don't hear a response, but there's just kind of a positive vibe that gets sent through to you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So from
Positive vibes.
So from there, heading back down the staircase. I don't actually think, to be honest, I have a map for this because this would all happen pre-Roll20. Yeah, I don't. So I'll just be describing this one to you guys. So heading back down the staircase, we're gonna swap off from Roll20 on Streamlabs. There we go. Cool. So heading back down the staircase, you eventually reach the bottom again, finding the same area that you had before where you first ran into Cyrus. You've got what he was calling his kitchen on the right, the area that you still had never opened. You've got all of the wine casks behind another portcullis on your left, passing through and following Hope and Leaf, the ones who had walked through here. They lead you past the room where the elevator had taken you up, past the kitchen where Cyrus was working, and then eventually through a single door. And through that single door, you see the bone room, the Hall of Bones, with fog on the ground, massive bone sculptures, bone chairs, bone desk, bone table, everything. And then directly above you is the massive, massive skull of a dragon.
There it is. There it is.
Allura, your big rock friend here may be able to carry that?
Jordy?
Let's double check here.
Friends with some help from us.
From Les and I, perhaps.
I think it might actually be able to. Is your strength score multiplied by 15? And for an earth elemental, I believe the strength score is 20. Yeah, so 20 times 15, 300 pounds. This skull weighs 250 pounds.
Oh!
The elemental is able to single-handedly carry the skull.
Thank
Cool.
you, Groot.
All right.
We didn't even think about that in our chat. We had so many different. Be like, how the fuck are we gonna carry this goddamn
And the
skull?
elemental is also massive. It stands almost 10 feet tall, so it's able to just kind of reach up, take the skull, and just rip it right off of the wall, and is now just kind of hulking it in both arms, like you carry a gigantic. I don't even know how to put it. Oh, it's like carrying a fucking propane tank. It's just holding the skull there and just like walking down the hallway. So with no real issue, it would have taken you, we'll say, about another 5 minutes to head outside, back down the stairs, and eventually through the doors into that room. 30 seconds or so for it to rip it off. So you're at about, we'll say, 20 minutes now.
Perfect.
Having elapsed.
All right,
Okay.
we're getting out of here.
Is there any? I think we should. I don't think we need to push it.
No, let's take Strahd's nice wagon and get out of here.
Yeah. So, Torty, when we were coming in and we were first debating about taking this skull back,
Yep.
Daddy wagon would be too small for it, but that Strahd's carriage was big enough for it. Am I recalling that correctly?
Um,
Is it on top?
it was that the additional weight of that with all of you in the wagon wouldn't have worked. A second wagon would allow you to have people dispersed where all of you could be in a wagon and you could take the skull.
Okay.
Then we got a convoy.
So the only thing here, though, of course, is that you've got how many horses left, because one of them was... Oh no, because Leaf actually healed the one that was outside. So you've got the one that Victor was riding, the one that Esmeralda was riding, and then you two took your caravan. So that was Marigold and Cinnamon.
I borrowed a horse.
And then you rolled. So you've got a total of 5 horses. So yeah, so you would have enough to be able to hitch up 4 horses, 2 per wagon, and have one person riding separately.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
All right. So taking a little bit of time, you did have the horses outside. They were on the other side of the drawbridge, except for Cinnamon. You rode in on Cinnamon, correct? Or did you take your wagon inside as well?
We took the wagon inside.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I think it was just one of the horses that you left outside because it couldn't walk properly.
That's right.
Because it was the one that had its leg go through the drawbridge,
yeah.
and you guys, I think, left just the one horse out there. All right, so we'll say over the next couple of minutes, getting all the horses calmed down, getting them hitched up to the new wagon, getting everything in.
Jordy?
Yeah.
Jordy, you're frozen.
Somebody cast freeze on Jordy.
Jordy.
Am I okay now?
Shit, this is
It's
no.
It's okay. Just need 1 second. There we go. I'm back.
We're leaderless.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Sorry, the program froze for me.
I thought it was Strahd coming back.
So making your way outside, hitching up the horses. The keep is definitely really starting to shake, and you're noticing cracks appearing in the walls at this point. It is really starting to go pretty quick here. So you've got everybody wrapped up as quick as you can. The elemental put up on top there. The elemental about half expended at this point. And all of you are now hitched up. What's the riding order? Who's doing what? I'm guessing Esmeralda would just hop on her horse. She wouldn't need to be in a wagon. She would take her horse and not allow it to be hitched up, whereas Victor would allow his to be hitched up and inside one of the wagon with you guys. Right. So you took out, just so I'm clear, Casimir's body and his sister's bones, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And
Okay.
the book, gold and platinum from
The book,
that
the
tomb.
gold, the platinum, everything from that tomb. Okay, awesome. Alrighty. So, hitching everything up. Everybody riding inside a wagon at this point. Nobody on foot any longer. You've got everything all prepared. You've got yourselves ready to go. And you begin to push outside as the quaking becomes more and more intense. And some of the ramparts begin to fall a little bit off to the side. Eventually passing across through the open gate, out across the drawbridge. Do you have a question?
I do.
Yeah.
Do myself, Alith, and Leaf have shadows?
Have shadows?
Yes.
You do not.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, making your way across the drawbridge, you push through to the other side, and eventually turn around to hear a massive crack and shatter a couple minutes later, looking at the castle as it crumbles before you. Storm clouds overhead remain, but the lightning and rain have begun to abate. And then a small warmth spreads across your back. Shadows, for those of you who have them, lengthen across the ground ahead. A light
It's
breeze...
like the wagon, just
A light breeze rushes past, pushing dried grass and dead leaves off the edge of the cliff. Far in the distance, light passes across the fog surrounding these lands, and it slowly begins to disappear. You watch as the dark forest that once led to the wall of mist now stretches even further, and beyond it, a horizon. Turning to face the evening sun feels as if you've only seen it for the first time. The sunset glow touches your skin, warming the deepest recesses of your soul. You know you're still not quite home, but these lands look far more comforting than you've ever seen them. Elith, with your normal aversion to the sun, you notice small vertical plumes of smoke? Fog? They've got a slight shimmer to them, slowly rising and spiraling slightly into the sky and into the clouds, back from the direction you first came to Ravenloft. The rest of you look to your left and notice similar plumes rising up from the village of Barovia, far below the cliff's edge.
Oh.
Are they souls?
Yeah. Is it the souls finally leaving the plane?
You're not sure?
Ooh, spicy.
I remembered something that I totally forgot from earlier. Okay. Oh wait, sorry. Wait, you're done.
That's it. So at this point,
Okay.
the castle has crumbled before you, the walls caving in, the drawbridge itself falling into the massive expanse, and then eventually down to the water 1,000 feet below. Ravenloft is no more.
Good.
That place was a drag anyway. It had imps that lied to you.
Speaking of, what happened to Rick?
Oh, we'll bring him back. Don't worry.
Okay.
He'll be fine.
Elise kind of turns to Leaf and is like, aren't we gonna, maybe you should send a message to the Burgomaster in Vallaki and let him know that Jensen might be coming for Irina now that night is falling. I'm not sure if this means anything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We
that's
did. We were instructed to do that at the beginning. Like, Leaf was going to do that.
That's a pretty good idea. Alright, it's sunset now. I'll go ahead and do that. And he goes ahead and casts Sending, selecting the Burgomaster, Vargas. And...
Tell him.
Burgomaster, there might be a vampire coming into the village tonight to kill Irina.
Oh, Jensen!
Might want to make sure she's safe in her room.
Should
Are you
we,
pooping?
head to Vallaki and maybe just make sure that doesn't happen?
I was thinking we could go there first, perhaps.
Yeah. We might want to drop off.
It's
That's, I think I might have stuttered a bit there, but that was pretty much exactly what I was going to say.
Alrighty.
Let's go get Jensen!
Just gonna get everything.
Off this call, and this should immediately let you in. Once I do this, hiya!
Woo!
Nope.
Nope.
Alright, let me see if...
There he is. I got him. Transition. Hey.
Good? Alright,
Hey.
Okay,
Awesome.
technically I'm DJing right now. Don't tell anyone else.
This is more important. It's okay.
You heard him scream.
Okay,
Don't
what's going
tell
on?
him.
So, you had made your way out.
Oh,
The castle had crumbled in upon itself, and you've begun to see what a couple of you thought might be the souls of some of the residents of Barovia dispersing up into the clouds above the lands. So you've got the village of Vallaki that would be about a day and a half travel. Village of Barovia, I should say, that would be about a day and a half travel from where you are now. Or you could try to make your way back to Vallaki. You would have to overnight at the windmill again, and then do another hard push to try and make it there in a single day if you so choose.
Let's 100% this quest and eliminate Jensen.
Yeah, that's fair.
A leaf is trying to say things, so I'll leave space for the leaf.
I'm agreeing. I think we should try and get back to Vallaki. At least we can aid as much as we can. We might be too late, but I'd like for us to drop off Katrina and Casimir to his inn, and that's close by Vallaki.
It is Vallaki, right? It's not Perez? No, it's Vallaki. Yeah, okay.
Where
Sorry, I'm just
the
trying to find
Dusk
map.
Elves are?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're near. Sorry, they were part of the Vistani encampment just outside of Valaki.
I don't know where I had the map. The map is gone.
It's okay. Yeah, but it's just outside of Valaki. You know that it's not too far.
I have.
Ooh, I'm back.
Jesse.
So,
Okay, I don't have the map.
so what is it you would like to do?
Hustle to the windmill and then hustle to Valaki.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think that's fair.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Evening setting in, sunlight beginning to fade. Yeah.
Do we want to send a message to Jensen?
Tell him to eat shit.
We're coming for you, big boy.
Or
I
to
think
taunt
Jensen might have
him
noticed.
Yeah.
back to us?
Fucking daddy, come and get us.
Yeah. So to like,
But he might try to torment that town more if Strahd's gone.
I feel like he may have noticed Ravenloft is gone.
He's a very impulsive creature. I mean, we tell him that Strahd liked Irina and he jumped through a window and crawled across a roof. So
yeah. So I think that, you know,
You want to call him
That-
out and be like, meet us at the windmill, motherfucker.
yeah.
Are we
3
ready to
o'clock.
clap some?
I
mean,
could certainly use a bit of health before we do anything like that.
Right. We can take a long rest or a short rest on our and heal up on our ride, right? Jordy, you said while we're riding we can.
Yeah, you've just got one person who's navigating on each wagon, so whoever you decide for that to be. I'm guessing, as usual, will be Hope guiding Cinnamon, and then somebody else guiding the other wagon. And then you'd be able to heal up. So, Jesse, just as a heads up, so you burned two first-level spell slots
Okay,
and
perfect.
2 third-level spell slots,
Okay, so that's all my. Oh, sorry, 2/3. Okay, yeah.
and
Then
1
I,
fourth.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's been a real. Sounds good.
I mean,
Sorry, leave.
a short rest is going to do very much for me. I'm permanently kind of weakened right now. I don't know if a rest is going to help with that or not, but I don't think a short rest is. And
Don't you got some health potions?
That's not going to help me. Strahd weakened me permanently. Or
Oh, right. That's right.
and myself and Allura and Leap, we're all missing our shadows. We don't know what that's going to mean. I think we probably need some kind of remove
Okay.
curse. So, but I mean, I'm happy.
Yeah. Try
Which means
that.
we probably still can take Jensen on. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying we're not going to be top tier at the moment. I'm certainly not.
Yeah, we're not going to one-shot this guy.
Yeah.
Right. I think that letting him wreak havoc on that town is.
I agree. Yeah, and we do have the icon back now, so we can use that against him by the time he comes to meet with us. Leaf will have attuned to it, probably.
Yeah,
And he
it's back in
knows.
your
Yes.
baby, by the way, Jesse.
Rio.
The icon, my favorite. I missed this.
Back in your
I
baby
put it-
Bjorn.
Put it back in the baby Bjorn. Perfect.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, nice and snug.
with the amount of time to travel from Ravenloft, from where the drawbridge was, back to the windmill, you know that last time you really expedited your time frame as much as possible, and you made it there in about 2 hours. If you're taking a leisurely pace, it'll take you about 3 hours to get there. The sun is descending. It hasn't fully slipped below the horizon as yet, but it is something where you at least do now see the sun.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm willing to.
Oh, the sun's out. Nice.
I can do whatever you want to do, and yeah, I'm also pretty like fine to still just be riding and like guiding with Cinnamon. So if you want a short rest and like try and taunt Jensen to come to us, I'm cool. And I'm just saying this like yelling back to you, like we can get Jensen. Yeah, we can taunt him if you feel like that's good. Cinnamon and I are like fucking golden.
Jordy, I'm going to burn a couple hit dice.
Okay, so taking short rests inside the back of the caravans for anybody who would like to do so.
Yeah.
Takes an hour to do that. Leaf, if you want to reattune to the icon of Ravenloft, you can do that.
Yeah, that would be great.
Is the Hero's Feast done now, or is our max hit points back
There
to
we
where
go.
it was?
Nope, Hero's Feast lasts until the following morning.
Okay.
It lasts for 24 hours.
I haven't rolled hit dice in so long. It's the roll plus
Con.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And then I double it, right? Because of my necklace?
Well, your necklace...
You double the whole thing or just the...
I believe it's... You double the whole thing. Let me double check. Also, don't forget, whoever has the ring... the ring of regeneration or whatever it is.
Les has it.
Okay, so that basically means that you just don't have to burn hit dice because every 6 minutes you just regenerate 1d6, the same amount that you would take for hit dice. So you're basically back at full at the end of the short rest. What is the necklace called again, Amanda?
I just reread it. I get double the total.
Double the total. So there you go. So so you heal up nice and quick with that.
Okay.
Did anybody else want to cast any other spells? You've still got a little bit more time. Major.
I'll do Find Familiar. I'll get Rick back.
Okay. Bringing Rick back. 10 minutes of casting it inside the slightly bumpy wagon, but slowing down a little bit of the pace for the doctor to be able to do that. Rick poofs back into existence. Oh, that wasn't fun. I don't want to fucking do that again.
We got her, buddy. We got her.
Okay. That's good. I don't want to fucking do that again. That doesn't change it.
We'll do our best.
Okay. And he just starts flying and circling the wagon again. So at this point, really, the only outstanding thing is the three of you who are missing your shadows, your natural shadows. If there's anything you wanted to try for that.
Can I try? I mean, I've got one more 3rd level spell slot. Can I cast Remove Curse on myself just to test this out?
Sure.
Okay.
So you go ahead and cast Remove Curse on yourself. And you kind of look at the ground as you finish casting it, and you start to see little wisps reforming of your shadow underneath you, and you recognize that a Remove Curse spell will remove this effect and provide you your shadow once again.
Oh, I missed you, buddy.
No response, because it's your shadow.
Oh, that makes sense.
The strong silent type.
Yeah. So you recognize that a Remove Curse spell will end this effect, however long it takes you to cast that on the remaining 2 party members.
Okay, yeah, I can upcast that depending on what our evening looks like, so we can end that.
Alrighty. So pushing on towards the windmill?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So everybody pushing. Oh, go ahead.
Just wanted to double check. Were we sending that taunting message to Jensen then?
Oh yeah, this was up to you, if you wanted to do that.
How does the party feel? What are we all...
Oh, so if I cast Sending to Jensen, that's pretty much, I don't have a lot of stuff to work with tonight.
Okay. No, I think if you sending that to bring him to us makes you incapacitated in helping us in that fight, I don't think we should do it.
Yeah. I mean...
He's just a little vampire wimp anyway. We'll be fine.
I don't really want to, rub it in. I think we should just kind of...
The city's strong. Irina should remain safe within those walls of the Burgomaster.
I don't know, but I don't think us getting killed is going to help the situation either.
True. But Strahd couldn't penetrate those walls, so I doubt Jensen can.
He
was very mad.
No, he didn't go visit Irina. He couldn't get into the Burgomaster's house.
That's because Victor was there. But I mean, Victor did leave protections behind. Victor, what do you think if Jensen tries to break in while you're gone? Will your protections hold?
My protections are designed to protect the house regardless of whether I'm there or not.
Okay. So I think the best decision for us is probably to rest and then head back and try to hunt Jensen down. Even once we're at full strength, we can haunt him all we want.
The look on their faces when we surprise them is also very, very amazing.
I mean, everyone will have seen the sunset, so I think people have probably figured out.
But they don't know if we survived. We'd be like, hey, look, we're alive. We didn't die.
There's that fish guy again.
And then they're like, oh, there's that handsome fish man over there.
What about the guy who has the fancy shop? Maybe he'll sell us stuff at cost now.
Oh,
maybe
we can get
maybe a carpet
with all of our Strahd books before we leave.
Be like, there is going to be a frozen yogurt shop here soon and a Safeway. You need to start selling this stuff now.
I would love a pink fairy.
This whole Barovia is going to get gentrified sooner than you think. You're not going to be able to sell your stuff.
I don't know that that's the term we're looking at for Barovia.
Probably liberated. I don't know.
That's probably what I meant.
Developed, maybe.
Should we just come in with a big banner that says "Mission Accomplished"?
Exactly.
Hey, we did it.
Emma, what were you saying?
I'm just going to quickly nip to the loo, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, casting the remove curse on yourself, recognizing that the shadow can be removed. You've got, we'll say by this point, with the short... returned, yes. With the amount of time expended and then the short rest on top of that, at a leisurely pace, it'll take you about another hour and a half or so to get to the windmill. No issues befall you. The road is peaceful, quiet. A couple of bumps here and there from the wagon tumbling over some rocks. And you eventually pull up.
Do we see any ravens watching our progression?
You see no ravens as of yet. Passing through the gates of where Barovia really ends and Strahd's domain was once held. You pass through the brief little bit of forest and come out onto the other side, and eventually come into view of the broken, dilapidated fence that surrounds the windmill. Perched upon the fence, about a dozen ravens, and standing in humanoid form, you see Dom, and you see...
Hey.
It's Mia Familia.
You see Dom, and you see...
Paul Walker.
Why am I not blanking? Why am I blanking on her name?
Muriel?
Leaf Lakes?
No, the bartender. Why am I blanking on her name? Danica, thank you.
Danica.
Yeah. You see Danica, and you see Dom standing there.
Oh, the double D's. What's going on, gang?
Salute.
You might want to send Danica, Dom. You might want to send one of your messengers to Valaki. There is likely a vampire friend of Strahd's who we were not able to dispatch on his way to Valaki. Very upset and angry. A warning. We tried to send a warning to the Burgomaster, but it might be beneficial if you were able to send one of your messengers.
Danica just kind of looks at you and looks at one of the ravens, and then just kind of nods at the raven, and you see that it nods back and pecks at the wood a little bit, and then begins to fly away. It is being done.
Thank you. We're very depleted as a group. We would have tried to bring him back to fight us here, but we're very depleted.
Do not worry. It will be taken care of. And she kind of turns and looks back at the windmill and then sidesteps a little bit and steps into just the dying moments of the sun. And just kind of looks back at all of you. I believe thanks are in order for all of you.
Kind of, you know.
She looks beyond you, back where the castle once stood. Now just a pile of rubble miles in the distance. Kind of just stares at the ground, not really quite sure what to say.
Danica, if you don't mind me asking, when exactly was the last time that, the sun really shone on this land?
Lifetimes ago. At this point, we had all begun to believe that it was simply a story. Many of us had resigned ourselves to this fate for the rest of our lives and for the rest of our children's lives and our lives beyond that. Every iteration of every soul returning into a body. But an interesting occurrence. Seeing people beside you vanishing in front of your eyes.
They got raptured.
I believe the opposite. They had been trapped with no souls in these lands for decades, centuries, some of them. Iterations, being born as uncrying babies, growing up as husks of people throughout their years.
Do you know where the souls go now?
She just kind of looks up into the clouds, and somewhere better than they were.
Real shit.
It will take you a day to return to Vallaki, I'm assuming. You need to recover here this evening?
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Then we shall have drinks. Tonight. And every night.
Al and
All right.
Strahd's whiskey.
Ooh, vintage.
Come,
Wow.
inside. And she gestures to follow in, and a lot of the were-ravens you see, you've only ever seen them in their raven form or in their humanoid form. And for a lot of you, this is the first time seeing a non-abrasive change. The lichen changes you've seen before have always been very abrasive, bones popping out of their skull and forming into the lichen form, or vice versa, reverting in the jaws, snapping back into place. But the raven form is much more peaceful. The wings extending slightly and kind of forming fingertips at the end of the feathers, and the bones forming in the body and kind of consolidating from these feathered creatures, and then the feathers slowly turning into clothes upon their bodies. So much more...
God, gross.
Yeah, much something that you can appreciate the beauty of in comparison to the abrasive changes that you've seen in the past.
Is that squirrely one that we met by the hag's hut present?
She is not.
Oh.
No, Leaf.
That's okay. You know, these things happen. It's probably for the best.
And you see Dom kind of overhearing this a little bit, and just kind of looking back and going, "Don't worry, my friend. We'll see you tomorrow night."
Yeah.
Cool. Dude. Okay.
Making your way inside into the windmill. Everybody packing in. There are about at this point now, 11 other humans in there with you. So almost 20 of you in total. A few still remaining outside in raven form, perched up on top of the windmill or on the gate fence posts.
Putting the raven. Let's go.
Oh, we have our friend Casimir fell when we were in the castle. Does anyone leave?
Yeah, actually, I think I could. I actually think I might be able to help with this.
Really?
Yeah. Sorry, can I look down at kind of what does Casimir look like right now?
His body is badly broken. A couple of bones are clearly snapped out of place. And for him, being essentially rotten
Bones?
flesh and bone at this point, he looks much further decayed than you would expect a human to be.
Okay.
Or a person to be, I should say.
Okay, if we're not doing anything tonight, I can try something. I've never done this before, but
Try it.
Cool.
I mean, if we're gonna rest and it's fine.
yeah.
Do we want to do this here, though? Or should we do this back with the Dusk Elves?
We don't want to waste time on bringing someone back, especially if someone like Casimir had some magic that was corrupting him and his body. I had kind of resigned myself to him being fallen, but Leaf, if you think you can help him.
Well, it's up to you. If we think he's, in a better place with his sister, did we Sorry, I was a little caught up down there. Did we find her or no?
Oh, we did.
Found her tomb.
Yeah, how was she?
Her spirit is warped by all the years of.
That's all I need to know. Okay, let's bring him back.
Yeah.
Unless we're worried he's gonna be an asshole about it, but
I mean,
I'll find out.
I think he might be in a better place, but I mean, you guys do you.
I don't think we're gonna have a Buffy situation here. I think.
I was about to say.
I mean, I don't know. I'm happy to.
I think if we
Haley,
have
what?
it, we
Or,
should-
sorry, Elise. I think that this will be your choice. You were the most connected to the Dusk Elves. They seem to be the closest thing to family here.
I think we have the ability to do it. We should try. Both Katrina and Casimir have been tormented for hundreds of years. If he had known that Strahd had died before he fell, I maybe would say let him rest, but he didn't.
That's fair. We can. I mean, it seemed like Casimir had some control over. I mean, if he's just dying, I don't know if he can just kind of, let go. Seems like his body's kind of withering away. So.
Try it, and if if you can't resurrect him, then he fell nobly in battle. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I think it would be nice to let him know what happened to his sister and that we put her to rest.
I'll try.
We got her spell.
Possibly
Oh.
put her to rest.
Is there a possibility, Doctor? Do you think you're able to speak with those who have passed on?
I
at will?
certainly can.
Should we ask him if he wants us to bring him back?
I think that's a very good idea.
I thought you can't really ask the dead's opinions. It's more factual, yes or no.
If we died, would you want to be brought back to life?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Ask him, like, Casimir, your living self, would you have wanted to be resurrected? You could. It's worth a try. We're resting for 8 hours after this. We're going to be fresh as a daisy.
That's fair. I don't mind it if you guys want to.
Is his jaw intact enough to speak? Or is he smushed?
No, his jaw is intact enough. Hers is not.
No, but
Like
we're
if-
not talking to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to? Because I will.
Let's have some fun.
Yeah, you know what? We're here. We're in Barovia. We're alive.
I am Strahd. Wait, what?
Weekend at Bernie's.
Wait, but before you cast Speak to Dead, disguise self as Strahd and
Pantomime him dying.
Hey, it's me, Rahadin, your old friend.
Mamma mia.
Oh, shit, dude. You're dark.
Guess who
Hey,
got
it's
you?
me. It's me, Count Strahd.
remember what his looked like, because you could probably, anyway.
So,
I'm going to cast Speak with Dead on old Casimir.
okay. So you cast Speak with Dead on Casimir. His body somewhat intact, and enough to the point that you feel the spell can be cast on him. And you call forth the magic, kind of breathe life into his form, and nothing happens.
Oh.
Maybe he didn't have a soul.
Did make some kind of deal.
Oh.
Yeah, he might be gone, friends.
Yeah, I think that he likely gave up his soul to be able to raise her.
I think
That's
sense.
And
dark.
he kind of did raise her. Maybe. Because, we fought a spirit.
I don't think that was his doing, though. Jordy, since under my favorite enemy, can I kind of figure out what kind of wraith or undead that she turned into? Do I know anything that would cause a soul to sort of warp like that in a grave?
Make an intelligence check. Yeah, just an intelligence check.
Okay.
Actually, I'll say add advantage because Esmeralda is there as well.
Yeah. 16.
16? Okay. kind of rack your brain for a couple minutes, thinking about everything that you saw, thinking about the form that she took. And between you and Esmeralda, you come to the term Banshee. A twisted, tormented soul of someone who died screaming, and their echoing scream followed them into the afterlife. And
That
that's
explains a
about
lot.
Sad. Very sad.
We were able to release her soul.
The Banshee is typically the soul's version of itself that is trapped within a certain area for whatever reason. And you would imagine that the area may have been the lands of Barovia, it may have been the Castle Ravenloft, it might have even just been inside that specific tomb. You're not sure. But typically dispersing the Banshee effectively is releasing the soul of the individual.
Well, I'm glad we were able to release her, and seeing that we saw all those souls flying up, her soul's probably at peace, whatever that means. But we did find her spell book as well, Doctor. If you and maybe with Victor's help want to look through it before we.
Yeah, suits me. Hey, Vic, come over here. Let's take a look at this bad boy.
And he just shovels up beside you and takes a look. And her spell book is massive.
Wow.
Most of the spells within the wizard category, you've got the basic ones. You've got things like Firebolt, Mage Hand, Light, Detect Magic, Identify, Detect Thoughts, Misty Step, Counterspell, Fly, Lightning Bolt, Banishment, Fire Shield, Cone of Cold, Scrying, Wall of Force. And then you really start to get into things: Globe of Invulnerability, Teleport, Mind Blank, and Time Stop.
Holy jeezy beezy queasy.
Whatever was in this book is far beyond what Casimir had told you of her abilities. This book and the spells inside it, in these lands, probably not worth all that much. Teleport as a spell, so you are all aware. Mages, arcane sanctums, places that would be able to use those spells and transcribe them from one book into another. 20,000 gold for that one spell alone.
Shit. Buying a yacht.
Can I look in Casimir's cloak?
Yeah, sure. Looking in his spellbook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Casimir's spellbook. Much more straightforward, much more simple. Very similar, in fact, to Victor's. Victor's had a couple more defensive spells in it, but he had apparently learned at least some of these. Firebolt, Mage Armor, Detect Magic, Counterspell, Fly, Greater Invisibility. You had seen him do a few times. Cone of Cold, etc. But definitely nothing on the realm of what his sister was able to do, at least according to this spellbook.
Dang.
Okay.
Definitely nothing even close to what he told you she could do.
This guy with all the secrets.
Why would he not tell us how powerful she was?
Well, the good news is he's dead, and we have the book.
I mean, that's true.
Whatever else we pulled out, didn't you leak something from Strahd?
What, sorry?
Do we want to look at whatever else we pulled from the castle? We have some of Strahd's items, right?
I wouldn't mind
believe it
taking
was
a
just
look.
a sword and a piece of armor.
So you've got the piece of armor, which you noticed, given his usage of it in the final battle, you would imagine it probably does the job on a day-to-day basis, but it's probably not the magical armor that a lot of you would be interested in. It's more so a piece of decoration that is still functional. The sword, on the other hand, was an interesting one. Him being able to hold out his hand and materialize the sword out of thin air is something that none of you have ever seen before. And you get an inclination that there may be some kind of magical effect with this sword. What you do notice as well is that the sword, after you had picked it up and it's been stored, I'm assuming you're pulling it out of the bag of holding to look at it, there is dried blood and black ichor on the side of it that kind of looking at and trying to scrape off doesn't appear to be able to be removed. It's as if it's ingrained into the metal itself.
Ew.
Anyone mind if I burn a page on this guy?
I think that's our last page.
We have a couple more.
We had 3 left when we did the last 2 items, I thought.
We had 4 left.
So we've got 2 left then now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually have it as 4, but I'll trust you to say...
Yeah, you used 2 of them. It was the session that you weren't there. So yeah, so you have 2 left.
Can I wonder as well, like, if we, before using up a page, whether when we're feeling more equipped, to perhaps see if there is a magical way of removing this, like, ingrained evil-looking shit.
Yeah.
Well, we don't even know what it is yet, though.
Yeah, let's
Magically,
take a look.
Because we're going back to Valaki and we can buy a few more.
I was gonna say I jerked
That was
off
the
one
last of
sword.
it.
I can.
Oh, was it?
That's the last of those pages. He only had
we have
2
2 more.
books. No, I know, but the guy doesn't have any more pages.
Well,
maybe at some point one of us can find an identify spell.
save that one for.
Find one in Casimir's book. I don't suppose anyone who's with us can use it.
I mean, we're gonna be
Victor
going home
could.
soon.
There's one in Petrina's book.
Oh, yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Katrina's book. Can Victor use it?
Victor could use it, but it'll take him a while to do so.
Why don't I just do the book?
I'm fine with it if you use the book because we're about to go. Hopefully, we'll find a way home from here.
Yeah.
So I will say, just because as a group and as a DM, we haven't really touched on this too much. There are ways, of course, for you to craft magical items. So if you wanted to, as a party who doesn't really have the ability to cast the Identify spell, there could theoretically be the same thing where you were buying these individual pages from these books from your contact. You would be able to theoretically craft an entire book.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, Jordy, how do we do that?
You would have to do that somewhere with someone who can craft magical items, and it would take a long time and cost a lot of gold, but it could be done.
Okay.
Good to know.
Put that
Once
one
we
on the
get out of
to-do list.
So it's more so something where all of you have been around enough outside of these lands that you know magical items get crafted all the time. It's something that can be done with the right amount of time and the right amount of money. A lot of things can be done to make life easier or give you abilities that you don't have naturally.
Jody, can I look at one of the spell books?
Mhm.
Just flip through it. Do I understand what it says?
You don't.
Alright.
As someone with an innate connection to magic, the written formalizations of magic and the formulas associated with it are not something that register on your mind. You would have to be trained as a wizard specifically to be able to understand what's in these books.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
This is nerd magic.
Yeah, I kind of look at all the spellcasting and go, man, we took the easy way for this.
Yeah.
The one downside.
Anyone mind if I roll up that sword?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
In my finest handwriting.
Alrighty.
That is it's plus anything, I don't remember.
Plus your intelligence modifier.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good then. 17.
17. Okay. You describe the sword, and as you're writing the words into the book and drawing the image of it, it just feels dark. Something about this just doesn't feel right. The descriptions of the sword, of the blood and the ichor staining the metal itself as if they're almost made from separate pieces that are corroborated and amalgamated into one. But the words do sink into the page. Moment passes and comes back in this familiar glowing gold script. And the item is identified as the Sword of Aeons.
Oh, that's a cool name.
So the Sword of Aeons is a +2 greatsword. So +2 to attack and damage rolls. It also when impacts, deals 2d6 necrotic on top of the regular slashing damage.
Oh, shit.
Oh, so that's like 2d6 slashing and then 2d6 necrotic.
Correct. And as a bonus action, you can teleport the sword from anywhere on the same plane you are on to your hand.
Oh!
What? Oh,
Hot
that
damn.
is cool.
So if you have the sword stripped away from you, if you leave it somewhere, you use a bonus action, you hold your hand out in front of you and clasp your hand, the sword will materialize in your hand as a bonus action.
Oh, that's so
Cool.
Not
Dang,
gonna-
that is.
Whoever touches it, like, I've heard unsavory things sometimes about magical weapons.
You're not sure? A couple of you have handled the sword at this point. You've put it into the bag, you've taken it out, you've identified it. Nobody has attempted to attune to it. That's the only thing that would be the last step. But
Yeah.
everything that the book tells you kind of fits the description. You had seen the same amount of damage be dealt by Strahd. You'd seen very similar pieces from it.
Oh, sorry.
I wonder if any of us are capable or want to be capable of dealing necrotic damage.
I mean, I think that's a cool thing to be able to do.
I also really, really desperately need evidence that we killed Strahd, and that sword is definitely one of those things.
Use it less? Does it work for your training?
For my what, sorry?
Your training for the style of fighting that you're used to doing?
We'll definitely been trained with martial weapons for sure, and a little bit of a dab of the necrotic dealings as well. But I very much need evidence that I had a hand in killing Strahd, and this sword would greatly propel those.
I think the only other one of us who could use it is Hope, and they have a great sword from Argynvost, and I'm not sure if they would want to deal necrotic damage as a paladin. It doesn't seem on brand for them, but I can't use it, so I think it's probably the two of you between the party.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit this one out.
I don't want to be dealing necrotic damage like that. Just feels icky to me. Although I am curious, Les, with you saying that, like, it kind of makes it sound like you came here on purpose to kill Strahd. Like, what's going on there?
I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that before.
No, dude, you've never fucking mentioned this. What is this?
Yeah, this seems like new information.
This is
What-
brand new information.
I mean, I think we knew that you wanted to prove yourself to your family, your kin, but you've never told us you tried to come here. Is that what happened?
Just gonna be very quiet all of a sudden.
Okay, this is not fucking cool
Can I-
at this point.
Insight check, Les.
Yeah, I just said that too.
What are you trying to discern?
Just like-
discern?
His
Is
like
left Strahd.
Whoa!
His awkward demeanor that's happening right now doesn't seem like he intended to say that to us to let us know, or did it like slip out and he's trying to conceal it? And did he really mean it? Did he?
That's not really something an insight check would tell you.
I would like
Okay.
to insight check whether or not he did come here on purpose.
He didn't actually answer that question.
Les,
just went
can you
silent.
can I not like insight check his like face?
I mean, I don't want to say that we insight checked a guy walking at one point, but we did. So
we also insight checked a chair and a room.
It's different when it's another party member.
that's true. That's true. That's true. Also, I really gotta go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna let you guys figure this one out. I'm gonna be back in like 3-4 minutes.
And a little
You
snail
go,
trail
buddy.
follows him out the door.
Yes.
Don't
Okay.
fall in.
Les, I think you have some answering to do, but I think also we've got a party to join. Danica's just like on, like holding the door, being like,
Oh no, she's inside, wasted already.
We've just been like, okay, cool, we'll be in a second.
Yeah, we'll be in a second. Then you just spent like 20 minutes outside doing shit.
Before
I don't think.
I do want to know about the armor. Like, I don't have magical armor anyway. I'm just bringing up. You said it was like a studded leather.
Studded leather armor. It's like a red lacquer to it, so it's a very fine piece. But it's something that you noticed during the fight. The sword was something that he conjured. The armor was something that he removed.
Right. It's not magical.
It's something that whatever it was weaker in his eyes than his monstrous form. So that's kind of up to you to take that for what you think of it.
Well, I use leather generally. Do I, like, if I handle it, can I get an idea of how protective it would be?
The studded leather itself is quite nice. You can't imagine it would be any more effective than regular studded leather armor would be, but it's much nicer quality.
Actually, I have scale mail, and that's more protective than studded leather, right?
I believe so.
I'll look at the player's hand.
Yeah, you'll look it up after, but yeah.
Okay, so Les, until you tell us the truth of what's going on, I don't feel comfortable you having the sword.
So, hold on there, because you asked me a question.
And you went quiet.
And you have to roll for insight. You don't know if I'm lying or not instinctually.
I'm not asking for insight. I'm just telling you that until you start talking and tell us what's going on, you don't get the sword.
So now you're just going to be the grand... You've got secrets too, I'm sure. But listen, I will say all in due time.
Well, in due time, you may get the sword.
I mean, we also just killed Strahd. It seems like time might be due.
Thank you, Doctor.
Well, you know.
So, Leaf, I just gave Les a little bit of an ultimatum of tell us what's going on, and then you may have the sword, or don't tell us and don't get the sword.
Well, that's what I get for taking a piss in this kind of climate. Jeez Louise. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll bring the brevity back. Les, what's going on, buddy? I mean, I know we've tried to talk before in the past, and you get quiet. You clearly want to talk. No one's gonna... You can't get closer to people doing this.
Well, I know I've mentioned before in the past that if we didn't kill Strahd, I wouldn't be able to go home. And a lot of you assumed that meant the same thing as you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true, but you never correct our assumptions. You never explained what you meant.
Well, sometimes you're a little bit quick to judge me on occasion.
Well, I don't know, Les, you don't always give me a reason not to judge, or not to try and protect you and protect the group.
Les, someone gives respect when they get it, okay? We're trusting you here, buddy. You can trust
Dom
us.
said. Trust is earned, not given.
Can I insight check the doctor?
Ooh, has he seen all Fast and Furious films?
That's a passive insight of solid yes. What is it you're insight checking the doctor for?
Like on whether or not he trusts us and whether or not he is trustworthy to the group.
Oh. Shit.
Because he said like trust is earned and not given.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I'm wanting to know if he thinks that Like, we've earned his trust, the group, as a group.
It would be a direct question of you asking him that, and then him giving an answer.
Okay. That's cool.
Insight checks within parties are different. That's all I can say.
I know.
Yeah. So,
Have we've led together. We've fought side by side with you. I know we were thrown into this somewhat randomly. None of us knew each other before we landed here, and you were here before we were, but I have secrets in my past too, and I have things I'd definitely rather not talk about. But if this is something that our role in defeating Strahd has done for you, I won't say you owe it to us, but I would like for you to feel comfortable sharing that part of your life with us. We're not going to judge you. We're your comrades in arms at this point. We've all saved each other's arses in battle more than once.
Les, we might have come into this warlock, a paladin, a ranger, a rogue, and a cleric. But after that hero's breakfast yesterday, we left this, the Breakfast Club.
Fuck yes.
And that's your party name.
All right.
The Heroes Brunch Club.
Heroes Breakfast Club.
No, just Breakfast Club.
Just the Breakfast Club.
The club is literally a club.
It's literally a club.
Les, you're avoiding the question with your obfuscations about that club there.
Look.
Hey. Ooh, yeah, that's fine.
God
That
damn it,
was
dude.
so good.
God damn it, dude.
Zing!
Okay.
Les, will you
If
please?
I
Les,
If I don't come back to the Triton Kingdom with evidence that I had a hand in taking down this legendary figure, someone I care about very, very much, could be in a lot of trouble.
Okay,
And
then.
I might not be able to return back home to my kingdom. If I don't bring this evidence forth. I know that you are all free to go back home after this battle was won, but for me, it's still in question unless I have that sword.
So it's specifically the sword now.
I think
because
it's
we have the armor, too.
Yeah, we got the armor. I mean, dude, I think I got like a couple cufflinks from him on the way out. We can,
One of the ways in the Triton Kingdom that demands respect and demands that you are to be heard is to bring back the weapon of a great foe. The Tritons have been around for millennia, protecting the surface world from threats that you are not even aware of. It's been their duty to guard the lives of men and all women, all races. Strahd was one of the only figures that the Tritons didn't get their grasp of in vanquishing, and for my
So
situation...
you came here on purpose.
Yes.
so you're like, okay.
Oh, Lester.
Well, this is, now we know. I appreciate the honesty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have no qualms with you taking the sword, but
who might be hurt if you don't come back with the sword? It's one thing to want glory amongst your people, but why is someone you love in danger if you don't prove yourself?
My uncle, at least I'd call him my uncle.
Oh.
He could very well be on death's door because of something that the kingdom thinks I did.
Well, did you do it?
No.
Man, you guys got a whack law system.
I lost somebody I loved very much. And I don't know what took him. I don't know how it happened, but his life was snatched away from me, and my uncle is taking the fall for it, and that weapon of that fearsome of an enemy can grant me the respect I deserve to be heard in the court.
Okay, so hearing this, Jordy, and understanding Les's story and all that, am I able to insight check that, and specifically that he is not underhandedly, like, going to take the sword to then use it for any sort of nefarious purpose? Like, there isn't, like, an underlying thing he's being, like, straight on the surface?
Yes, you can make an insight check on that.
Okay, cool.
Oh, finally that insight. It's sweet, sweet insight.
It's a 19.
19?
Yeah.
Less.
I mean, that's...
It's up to you whether you're rolling persuasion or deception, and you do so secretly. Or you can simply give up the truth if you would choose not to roll.
No, it's like I'm not trying to steal it for any evil purpose or anything.
So it would be the truth?
It would be the truth.
Yeah. Okay. Les, I mean, I appreciate you being honest, dude. That's really all we were, I think after all this, you just kind of think you know people, and, maybe you don't, but...
Yeah.
You want to say something?
I was just waiting till that conversation was done. Like, I don't want to interrupt what you guys are doing.
Oh, yeah, no.
I just have a question for after.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm done.
Jordy, how long have we been in Barovia?
I'd say the better part of a month. Maybe a little bit longer than that.
It's been a couple months.
Les, we've fought beside you, for you, for a month now, and we were able to strike down this foe, this legendary evil person, and I think that if you need this to help someone that you care deeply for, I don't have any problem with you taking that. This party that...
The Breakfast Club.
Yep.
Yep.
This club...
How are we going to avoid copyright on this one? God damn it, we're not great at SEO.
I can't speak for the whole party, but I think that's a worthy reason to take this item. But again, I can't speak for the party.
If you don't mind me saying one more thing, Les, I don't know really anything about the Triton Kingdom or the Triton legal system or any of that stuff. But I just want, you can take the sword, just make sure it doesn't fall into, probably other bad, whoever it ends up with, they gotta be good. Because I really don't want to have to get that thing again from someone.
Strahd too.
Be misused by someone with nefarious purposes would be super drawn towards a blade like this. I'm happier if it rests with you
Plot device.
than if we just sell it off to some
Yeah.
of weapons. I'd way rather a warrior of honor used it. And I'm glad you told us, you shared with us something about your past. And we're here to help you if you want our help.
Yeah, dude, I mean, shook up a lot of political shit here. What's another kingdom to mess around with, right?
Are buildings flammable underwater?
Shit.
Les,
Water.
Les.
The plane of water has many places and cities within it that can be flammable.
Fantastic.
Well, I'm sure we'll be fine then.
Lots of real estate, Doctor.
Aha.
The reason why I snapped is I didn't mean to take it out on you. It just the thought of someone that I feel so close to lying to me just deeply hurt me, and it's been a real fucking stressful time for all of us being here. And for a second, it was like, do I actually know you? And I'm sorry that I doubted you, but I hope you can understand why I did feel that way.
I understand.
Shall we, are we good? Shall we have a drink?
Shots.
Celebrate?
I'm halfway through the door.
Oh, nice.
I thank you for listening and understanding.
Hey, dude, we got this. As a party, as a team, as a club.
Aha!
Hey,
It's
there we go.
catching on.
Starting to work. It feels kind of good.
I'm a call back from the doorway. Hey, Les, I think Gwen's in here.
Whoa!
Oh, what?
I'm not gonna disguise self, dude.
I am definitely not going to. I just want to get him in here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was real.
Okay. So, everybody turning into the windmill for the evening. Drinks are passed around. Cured meats, crackers, cheeses, all provided.
Charcuterie board.
Nice little charcuterie board. And the top shelf hooch, the good stuff.
Yeah.
All passed around.
Pinky's up.
A lot of interesting revelry had amongst the Were-Raven group. Everybody eventually descending outside and splintering off into small groups. And eventually you find yourselves, just the six of you, on the second floor of the windmill, preparing to sleep for the evening. Anything anybody would like to do as a last minute piece?
I want to send up a quick prayer slash message to my patron. Let them know that we're basically done here, and that hopefully we'll be getting back to business sooner rather than later.
Roll a D100 for me.
Nice.
Yep. That is... What are the double zeros, Jordy?
So that's the tens. So if it's at 2-0, it'd be 20, and then the other... Oh, double zero, sorry, is... if it's... so double zero is zeros. And then
okay.
It's whatever the number is.
So it's a 5%.
It's a 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me get my pen and paper out.
Send up your prayer. Yeah, there isn't really a way for me to... I would normally ask all of you to leave the table for this.
Do you want to like write it to him?
Sure, I'll write it to you privately in the chat.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want you to have to ruin things if you don't want to.
No, this is definitely something. This is like a, this is a Ford with Ukatoa moment when all of you are asked to leave the table. So
It's your level or under, right? That they.
it's your level or under that you get an actual response.
You rung that fucking bell. Man, we out here getting some anime shit going. It's popping.
Yeah, the only other thing that I would want to do is to kind of do like Hope goes up and kind of snuggles against Leaf again, just kind of.
Oh, let them, kind of.
Yeah, just like that, like sigh of relief to kind of be like, like.
Oh, it was a fucking day.
That it was.
Kaylee IRL just looked up the differences between studded leather armor and scale mail and found that with scale mail you're supposed to be sneaking at disadvantage, which I have never been doing.
Shit.
Wait, scale? No, I thought scale mail was one of the ones that didn't have disadvantage.
I don't know. I looked it up on D&D.
Scale mail is what I have.
It's 14 plus your dex modifier, and stealthing is at disadvantage.
So wait, you've had scale mail the whole time?
Yeah.
Well, we could just retroactively say you've had, like, studded or whatever the 14 plus.
Yeah, studded is, I think, 12 plus your dex. It works out to be the same AC anyways, because...
Okay.
I'll say in that case, you've had a very shitty breastplate instead of scale mail.
Yeah.
Because it's exactly the same, but with no disadvantage on stealth. But we'll say that the cost is only 50 gold pieces instead of 400.
Dexterity is 4, so like studded leather is 12 plus dex mod, and then
so it's 16.
Mail is 14 plus dex mod, but maximum 2.
Yeah. So we'll say that if you wanted to use the studded leather instead of the scale mail, I would say that that's a safe thing. Because think of it this way, you haven't had like a bonus from scale mail. It hasn't been giving you anything extra, so you could have just had studded leather the whole time. So and you had the ability to get studded leather at a lot of points. There were quite a few places that you could have picked it up, so that's fine. That's not a big loss there. I didn't actually realize you had scale mail.
Armor.
Yeah, so now you're wearing Strahd's red lacquered studded leather armor.
Yoo-hoo!
I want to say to Allura, like, hey, listen, I know you like fancy things, and you dealt the killing blow. I don't want to take this if it's something that you want to wear proudly.
I'm gonna look at his studded leather, and then look at my equally, if not fancier, studded leather, and say, I'm okay. I think it'll look wonderful on you.
I mean, red matches Molly's, so it kind of works for a drow, but the black looks very good on you, but all right.
But that is very kind of you to think of me.
We're a team.
I'm going to dip to the bathroom, Jordy.
Okay.
Yo, that was crazy. He hit that roll.
I know!
That's nuts.
When he said double zeros, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, unless he rolled another 0.
So was I.
Sorry, is there any...
I think we're just gonna go party, unless anybody else wants to do anything else. Yo.
Yeah,
I think.
Full nap.
Alrighty. So everybody continuing the party, drinking into the wee hours of the morning, eventually resting, the 6 of you, soundly. Sound of birds outside, some of the ravens cawing, and morning comes. Nothing befell you during the evening. You wake up the following morning, pick up the remaining scraps of cheese and meat, and tuck in a little bit, lest there was even a little bit of raw fish brought for you, specifically.
Huzzah!
Nice.
Rolled quite nicely with a little bit of seaweed and some very nice cooked rice. A new dish that you've never heard of, but rather interesting.
I shall call it rice fish roll.
Rice fish roll.
Do Allura and Elite wake up feeling any worse for wear for the shadows?
From the shadows?
All right.
Sorry, can I have retroactively just upcasted remove curse for them?
Sure. I'll say that's
Okay,
fine.
cool. Yeah, just
Yeah, there was a lot that happened from when you figured that
yeah.
out, so that's fine.
Yeah, sorry about
So
that.
your shadows would have returned to you in the evening. You wake up the following morning. Time rolls around when the hero's breakfast would have worn off. The hero's brunch, as it was originally called.
Hey.
So there you go. So you're the brunch club, actually, not the breakfast club.
Oh, that sounds fun. That's mimosas.
Yeah.
There you go.
Heroes
So-
Brunch Club. The Brunch Bunch?
Marty, do I wake up feeling still weakened?
You feel the weakening effects abating a little bit. And over the course of the morning, having a little bit of breakfast, stretching your joints, stretching your bones, you lose the temporary hit points that are provided from the Hero's Feast. But you do regain the lost permanent hit points that afflicted you from Strahd's bite.
Hey.
So you're back to
And we
your,
get
whatever
half-
your regular hit point maximum is. You're all back to that now, having rested for the evening and replenished all of your hit points as well. So you're back to 100% yourselves.
How many hit dice we get back again?
Half of your expended rounded up. So if you've used 3,
Gotcha.
you get back 2.
Cool. Thank you.
And we're back to our non-heroes feast.
Non-Heroes Feast hit points.
Okay.
Our
Okay.
mojo.
So everybody back under 100 again. So, up the following morning, a lot of the ravens have dispersed. Danica is still there, pouring some juice in the morning, and making a nice little pot of coffee on the leftover hag stove.
Nice.
Not wanting to think about exactly what this had been used
What's
for in the
cook
past.
it off?
But we'll cook it off and make some nice coffee in the morning. And then stepping outside with you, she just kind of nods at each of you once again. I suppose I will see you this evening in Valaki then.
Yes.
Suppose so.
Yes,
Thank
it
you,
seems like
Danica.
it.
Safe
think we
travels
needed that.
to all of you. And thank you again. It will be some time to find our place in this new world. Those of us that remain, of course. But I'm sure we will find our way. I will see you in a few hours. And she takes a couple of steps back, and you see her form begin to shrink, her fingers turning to feathers at the end of her arms, and then eventually back into the wings, as she kind of hops up onto one of the fences and fully shrinks into the smaller raven form of herself, and then just nods at you once again and cocks her head sideways, and then vanishes off into the sky.
Hey, so what's kind of the plan now, gang? Are we, like, after Valaki?
Return Argenbost's skull, return the remains of Sassy Cassie, Katrina, to the Dusk Elves as they rightfully should be, and
Okay.
potentially kill Jensen.
I guess I'm
Fuck shit up.
kind of mean beyond that. Like, well, you know, what's going on with us? Like, are we...
Well, we don't just know where we are. We know we're in Barovia, but we don't know where that is in the prime material.
Is saying, like, is the larger question is, does everyone, do you have something to go back to? Do you want to, shall we help less? Like, what, I have a quest, but there's no one waiting for me. It's only up to me.
I have business to attend to in Selgant.
I won't lie, I've got someone waiting for me. But, you know, we can we can stay in touch, of course.
I don't know.
Well, maybe let's not think about that right now. Let's get,
Why don't we kill the vampire threatening to kill the person that got us all into this, and then we'll figure it out once we get there.
Yeah.
I mean, with my situation, the more help, the better, quite frankly, but I'm not going to ask you guys to get involved if you don't want to.
I feel like my life is involved with all of you now, regardless. I'm entwined, entangled.
Ooh.
It's been a while for me since I felt like I had family. And even when I did, it was just me and my mum or me and my grandma. And no one's around now but me. And I mostly stick to myself. I kind of like it that way, but I really feel bonded with all of yous. And if yous need help, you have my bow. But we can discuss it after we fucking murder Jensen.
Probably the wisest choice.
We'll get there. Yeah.
Yeah. And return this skull.
Well, yes. Do we want to clean the other skull off of the other wagon, or shall we just leave it?
Like
No,
melt.
I think it's it's like gooping off
Yeah.
the side.
It's like a
Gwyneth
melted
Paltrow
candle.
is like, copyright.
Yeah.
Yeah, even you should be ashamed.
Yeah, no, that was wild.
Just fell flat.
Yeah.
You know, though, I appreciate the bravery it took.
Thank you. Thank you.
Shall we onwards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose so. And I think, I think for like the first time, like Leaf's definitely recognizing that there's like you know when you kind of like when you're finishing like a movie or a book or something and you start to like really appreciate everything, you kind of hit that point where you're like, oh shit, this is coming to an end. It's starting to hit.
Is this like the last week of high school?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Don't you forget about me.
So,
Sorry, keep going.
getting back onto the road, saddling up into the two wagons, Esmeralda hopping onto her horse.
Can I, Jordy, just very covertly use my mage hand to close the door?
Sure.
Yeah.
Shut it behind you.
Good.
Esmeralda kind of looking back at the group. Well, I believe the things that I need to do here are completed. At this point, it is time for me to find my own path.
Are you planning to stay on this plane, or do you we still have to return Barovia, Esmeralda?
She kind of looks around off into the horizon, and I believe you have already done this.
Oh.
Well.
Wait, oh yeah, is like the fog gone?
The mists
Yeah.
have cleared.
Oh shit,
The
okay.
forest remains connected to the forest beyond. At this point, it is simply a matter of traversing this forest, and you will find your way out of this plane.
Okay.
We entered into this, so you are aware, on the southern tip of the Sword Coast. Following that direction, and she points kind of northeast-ish from where you are right now. Northwest, kind of in the forests beyond Vallaki, like between where Kraysk and Vallaki are.
Okay.
Okay.
If you follow along that road, past Kraysk and through the path beyond that, that should drop you out on the southern end of the Sword Coast.
Okay.
A few days travel, perhaps, to make it through the forest, but given the strength that each of you has portrayed up to this point, I can't imagine it would be too much of an issue for you.
I'd like to produce a business card from my jacket.
And she,
Esmeralda, do you mind if I take the sword back, the one that we found in the dungeon?
of course. Yes, this is yours.
But I would like to give you as a token of our thanks for joining us in the quest, and I borrow the bag of holding from the doctor, and I like rummage in it and take out 100 gold and give it to her, and then I reach in and take out one of the hag pastries. And this is for you. Thank you. It will take you where you need to go.
All right.
That's what we were told.
This is a little moldy by this point. I'm not sure that I want to eat it.
Well, it's yours to do with what you will, and there's no need to thank me.
All right. I shall take this under consideration.
And I give her the gold as well. She's getting some sword post gold. I hope that's okay with you.
So she takes the 100 gold pieces and thank you. This will definitely help replace the caravan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to offer her one of the wagons once? This is like an aside. I'm not saying this. Hey, just do we want to? But do you guys want? We're not going to use both of them.
I don't mind giving her the daddy wagon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's the one that we've customized already.
Yeah. I'd rather give her Strahd's wagon.
Gonna earn that one.
So cool.
Strahd's wagon is
won't
about
we
the
need
same
a wagon
size.
to get out of here?
So your wagon was built for functionality. Strahd's was built for lavish.
Gang, we're function over.
I think Leaf is right. I don't think that we want to be advertising here becoming this fucking pimp vampire wagon.
Well, I mean, we did pimp our wagon out, but
Yeah, both are pimped.
Like painted.
Yeah.
I mean, yours does have giant flames on the side of it and "Daddy Wagon" written all over.
Really
it.
hard not to notice, actually. It's
Yeah.
I've always wondered why we get spotted so easy.
There's like
Allura's just gonna look longingly at
there's allowance, and then there's like old money, and we don't really want to be looking like old money, in my opinion. I mean, like
I don't mind looking like old money.
Allura's like gazing at Strahd's wagon.
I'm not
I
okay.
mean,
I'm fine with whichever. If we'd rather, but we're gonna need to make some modifications to the other wagon before we can all
needs a
take it.
roof rack.
Oh,
She's
we'll
not gonna-
18 it up.
She's not gonna say anything, but she's definitely just like gazing at it.
Esmeralda, once we've conducted our business, if you don't mind sticking around for a couple more days, we will happily gift you the daddy wagon to conduct your business with, to replace the wagon that we destroyed.
She kind of looks at it, and you can see that there's just like a little bit of a twinge of disgust.
They'll
And-
repaint it for you in Valaki. Like, they do excellent custom paint jobs.
Looking both from the paint job to the dead werewolf skull on the front of it, to the
We are so
beaten and
tacky.
battered wheels, and the fact that it was a stolen Vistani wagon built out of barrels to begin with.
Dude,
like-
but we lifted it.
It's something where she just kind of like looks back at you and just has the like, you know, the half-hearted smile with no crow's feet beside her ears. Just, I appreciate your offer, but this is something that I must do myself.
That was very diplomatic.
Okay.
Leave quietly inside.
We could write like Esmeralda wagon on the side. That could be fun.
Don't worry, I have enough for myself to be able to survive for quite some time.
Very well.
I'm glad that I came with you. It will go towards showing that I am more than simply an apprentice.
Yeah, if you ever run into Rictavio again, tell him we said hi.
Yeah, he couldn't even be bothered to come fight with us.
Yeah, say thanks to him for us.
I have a feeling that if he were still around, he would have been here in the final fight.
Oof.
So,
Well, now I feel like a jerk.
Well, we can speak with Dad. No.
but this is fine. I have my token, and she holds up a very, very fine rapier inside a blood-red sheath.
Cool.
What?
Nice.
Adieu. And she takes off as you recognize that she was holding Strahd's rapier that he
Oh.
cast off at the start of the fight.
Nice.
The one that fell to the ground beside him.
Classic.
Damn it.
Uh-huh.
Rode off holding Strahd's rapier.
That must have been a nice one.
It's the same
Damn
thing
it.
that she was looking for, something to solidify herself, to have some kind of proof of a kill, and she had it.
Where on the Sword Coast is Esmeralda now? We'll find her.
So,
Well, she creeps around the world from Carolina.
So we're riding to Vallaki.
So putting yourselves back into the wagons, saddling up, everybody preparing for the long day of travel ahead, and eventually making your way back to Vallaki, and the last few tasks that you wanted to wrap up in Barovia before figuring out exactly what it is you're going to do once you get back to the Sword Coast. And that's where we're going to wrap up tonight's session.
We're getting group tattoos. I'm saying that right now. All tramp stamps.
All tramp stamps that say Brunch Bunch.
Oh, I like Brunch Bunch.
Brunch bunch.
The BBs.
Then you get the BBs.
We are the
Oh,
beers.
I'm sold now. I'm sold.
All right, the Brunch Bunch.
Only took 57 episodes and
Hold on,
killing
breakfast
Strahd to
club?
pick a group name.
Well, you know.
Back on what we should call our group.
So,
That was all.
good job, everybody.
Damn. Shit, we gotta talk about what the fuck we're doing after this. I thought we were all aligned on what we were doing.
Apparently not. So those are some discussions to be had. And that's, I would recommend for things like that to do that in game, because then we can actually get an idea of what people want to do. You know, if you want to have a conversation ahead of time to prep for it, but doing that in game and kind of seeing the reactions from everybody around the table, I think is going to be important. But
Yeah, that was.
good job, guys. You looted the castle, got a little bit of extra coinage, recovered the icon of Ravenloft, left some very curious things, a lot of undiscovered tombs, a lot of...
I don't know. Want to know in the behind the season episode?
The appendix?
Behind, or if I'm excited. I think I'm going to be really sad, probably.
So then the question there will be, because one of you is going to ask me, what loot did we not get? And I'm going to guess that's going to be a question.
So much.
Yeah, I'd say prep that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just say that there were a couple of items, and I'm really excited to share those with you once we wrap up.
I am curious what would have happened if I would have grabbed that mace, but I just wasn't willing to risk it.
Oh, yeah, well, that one's kind of an interesting one. I mean, it's a mace. It could have been identified, and it could have been a very useful piece, or a very detrimental one, and you're not sure which. So,
Damn it, God.
yeah, I'll tell you after the big pieces, but it was definitely an awesome session tonight. Good job, everybody, on that. Lots of role play. I'm glad that we got through the escape from the castle scene as quick as we did. And Allure, of course, your elemental dispersing as you were traveling, so no issues there. You would have essentially just told it to wait in place, and 30 minutes later it would have just vanished into thin air. But
And a Strahd sword.
yeah,
Dang.
and a Strahd sword. So
Now, Jordy, just so to kind
I
of
think I want to play a druid next.
prep realistically.
yeah.
So do we think next episode, should we have...
Realistically, next week is, I think, going to be our last episode. It's going to be the very brief wrap-up into Loki, taking things off to the Vistani camp and seeing exactly what's happening there, around giving the bones back in the body, and then heading to Argynvostolt. And then I'm guessing from Argynvostolt is going to be the final trek, and that'll take you through Kraysk, and then to a road beyond Kraysk that will take you through the woods, traversing between the plains, and eventually taking you back to the Sword Coast.
God.
Damn.
Have it on the way. Yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
All right.
Yeah, who's
awesome.
going to get the paddy wagon? All right, we'll figure that out.
You got 2 wagons. You got theoretically 4 horses now. There's a whole lot of directions that this could go. So, looking forward to seeing where all of you decide to go. Make sure that you fill out those forms, hopefully by the weekend, because that'll give me a good idea, at least of where you're living and stuff like that, because then that way I'll know what directions you have to go once you traverse back. But at this point, quite honestly, you're in the clear.
Damn, that was...
You've done it. So exciting. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. We had some awesome people subscribing tonight. We had 2 subscribers. Icarus25, Noel, you fucking gem. Thank you for giving us your Prime sub. And then a huge thankful as well to New to the Party. They hosted us for 7, so that was awesome to see you guys in here. Get so many people involved in the chat. And then another one right as we started, Killing Time Painting, gave us another Prime subscription right at the start. So thank you, Killing Time Painting.
Cool.
I appreciate that. Yeah. It's been a good session. It's hard to believe 57 episodes. 58 is going to be...
58 is going to be...
Stretched it out, guys. We could have gone to 69. Just saying.
Hey,
I feel like episode 69 is better when you're back in the Sword Coast and you can actually just like have the whole world there.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
you can
And just spend
69 the
entire
whole
episode
world,
saying
Jesse.
nice.
You can
The
69 the
world.
whole world. There you go.
Actually, Jordy, one last thing. If we're talking about the appendix, or like this sort of the
Yeah, do it up.
asking you questions and stuff, are we gonna do that the week after, or is this just gonna be?
I mean, for me, it's good at any point. It's totally up to you guys. If you want some time to detox from everything, take a week off, and then we can come back and do the questions, or if you want to just wrap it up with the questions. And the nice thing with that is it can just be fun, right? Like we can have, we can theoretically play some Jackbox games if we wanted to, and just like chill out a little bit, have just a cool, relaxing stream. But
Dude, big chill stream, just chatting. We can be under the just chatting category.
Yeah, still tag yourselves D&D, but just be chatting. So. That's kind of up to you guys to decide if you want to compile your questions. I'm ready to go at any point because I've got so much memorized now, having done it so many times. I'm really exciting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sad that next week is going to be our last one.
That's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
It's going to be our last one for a little bit, but we're coming back, and we're coming back strong because I am in writing mode. I am getting all of your full backstories, and I am going deep cuts.
I'm ready for that.
I'm excited to be waiting around a corner with like barbed wire backstory wrapped around a baseball bat and whack you all upside the head with it to make you have all the feels. It's gonna be great.
Looking forward to
Are you
it.
gonna be Negan?
Yeah, I'm gonna be Negan, but it's your backstory that's wrapped around the baseball bat.
Well, get eyeballed.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
All right, awesome. Thanks everybody in the chat. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys here next week. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Stay safe, wash your